Have your sports curiosity cured.
For the touchdown is Tommy Neal. One quick strike, and the Riders have the lead.
A veteran of the sports reporting game for over 25 years.
Not surprising with Shane Beamer's lineage. Coaching for his dad. This is a really good kickoff. It's right. Swing to midfield. Breaks a tackle. Stands in bounds. Touchdown.
Breaking down Edmonton's favorite teams.
He's hit it high and deep to right center. And it's gone! Have yourself a day, Bo Bichette. His fourth hit of the game and the two-run homer has given the Blue Jays the lead.
This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, here we go for Sol 491, Tuesday, September the 2nd. Man, where did summer go? Hope everyone had a fantastic Labor Day weekend. And summer, technically, gets over. We've got an incredible month of sports coming up, crossover, and it is the best time to be a sports fan. Hey, thanks so much for tuning into the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440 on your AM radio dial. We're always streaming on iHeartRadio, the TuneIn app, even sports1440.ca, Radio Player Canada on your morning drive. We're so glad that you could be allowing us to be a part of your drive to work, wherever you're heading. Back to school, I guess, we think. The way things have been going, you never know what's happening on that front. But if you miss any part of any show, you can find it where all the podcasts hang out on Apple, Spotify, Google, even Amazon. All you have to do is subscribe. It's free. Select the auto download, and you'll never miss a second of the show. And Sports 1440, extremely excited to announce that right now, starting right now, we are on YouTube. So starting every day from 7 in the morning right through. And yes, our co-host Eddie Steele's even waving to the camera. I don't know, with that tie on, I'm not sure I would wave.
Whoa!
Eddie.
What about that shirt? Get my
It's a
sunnies.
beautiful shirt.
I need my sunnies here, buddy.
I wanted to come out of the gates hot, and I'm hot, baby.
Ooh, you firing.
Yeah, you watch it. You the ratings on YouTube from women age 18 to 30 for the first 4 hours of this venture, they're going to be through the roof. Trust me on this. I'm not so sure about Monday or Tuesdays and Fridays, but the other days are going to be through the roof.
Pretty
Get
select age group there, Kevin.
18 to 40. Let's go. 18 to 45. Hey, let's welcome in our co-host, Eddie Steele. Good morning, Eddie. Good Labor Day weekend.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. I was taking a family bike ride around on Saturday and somehow stumbled upon this broken down, junked up RV in Laurier Heights. Got a nice photo in front of it.
Really? Yeah, I know you did. But no, I saw that was good. Yeah, you're just right out front there. And
Yeah, I took
I
the
was
kids
I
over
was
to
wondering about if there was a criminal element involved. But,
yeah, you saw that smile.
Yeah, no, it was good. So obviously the big news in the sporting world last night's double E loss in Calgary, 28-7. It was, I mean, the game turned when Eric Brooks ran that 86-yard punt. Not turned. That's when Calgary just took control of the game. How's that sound?
Opened it up.
Yeah, but the Stamps just had relentless defensive pressure from that front on Cody Fajardo all night long, as you would full well know, Eddie. I mean, he was on his backside. They had 4 sacks. Could have had it seemed like they had 10.
Yeah, the pressures were affecting the offense all night. And you were right, Kevin. I mean, you said Dedrick Mills.
Yeah.
And boom, he had a game 17 for what was it? 106.
Yeah. And you know, I don't, let me phrase this right. Like, because when we talked about it last week, we were discussing, you know, what was going to be some of the keys. And I don't know if I would say that he had a dominating game, But when they needed like an 8 or 9 yard rush, it seemed every time he got that. That's what I mean.
That's exactly it. And then even when he wasn't getting the bigger ones, like you said, even the 4 or 5 yarders, he's just falling forwards. Rarely did he get stopped for a loss or stopped at the line of scrimmage.
So being a defensive stalwart, all-decade team here, Grey Cup champion from 2015. If I were to say this question to you, how much more could you ask from the Elks defense?
Not much.
Okay.
If you look at the numbers statistically for Calgary's offense, Edmonton's D did a really good job.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned that punt return that kind of opened things up for me. It was the end of the half. That really was the turning point for me. And that was the sign of a good team and a team that is just not there yet. Missed field goal where you had a chance to, it was 10-3, had a chance to go 10-6, go in at half, tight game. If it's 10-6, that's a wash essentially. You miss it, so now it's 10-4. What was it, 20 seconds left? You can't let Calgary go down and get more points. Of course, penalty aided, but you just can't. That's what separates, like I said, the good teams from the has-beens.
Injuries, critical part. We'll see what happens for this rematch. Being a short week, you saw Jake Serezna leave. The last time we saw Jake Serezna lead, it was off on a cart, and he came back and played right away. So who knows how he could come back. Niles Morgan, sort of, is that what do you call that, a leg whip sort of thing, just around there?
Yeah,
you know, it was late there.
Yeah, and you never know like how you can come out with those ones, Charlie Horse or something.
Yeah, it just, you know, and then Curly Gittins wasn't 100 per at the tail end of the game. So again, with a short week, you never know. But those were 3 significant injuries, if you want to call them that. So 28-7, you know, this was an opportunity. And again, I don't want to keep banging this dead horse here, Eddie, but again, I've said it to you 10 times, to our listeners. You know, I haven't beat a team from the West yet. And we know how tilted the divisions are.
I wish that dead horse was the Calgary horse.
Was it Quick Six or something?
Yeah.
There was one. I don't know if the name of this horse is Quick Six.
I hate when she gets to riding behind the bench. I hated it.
Man, yeah. Dropping bombs all the way down the sidelines there, whatever, do.
But yeah, like honestly, KK, what was your question there again?
You know, they haven't beaten a team.
Yeah, in the West.
From the West.
That's right. They haven't. And I was quite pleased with the way they competed. I threw out a tweet before the game. I want to see a competitive game. I want to see the boys compete.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, the score, it opens up and it doesn't look as competitive as, you know, the first half was. And again, that's all I wanted, was a tight game. You look at the other Labor Day games across the league and there was some fantastic finishes, but there's something about this game with Edmonton going down there. I know they won it last year, but it is so hard to keep it a competitive game. It seems like Calgary always opens it up.
You mentioned it. So that was just an absolutely nutso finish between Toronto and Hamilton. We'll touch on Winnipeg, Saskatchewan momentarily. But Dion Brissett hauls in that catch, and he's lucky. Man. He's lucky.
I was sweating watching him, man.
You know, and the receiver that was just berating him after, get out of bounds. What are you doing?
Yes.
But 62 yards, and he stepped out of bounds with 1 second left on the 4-yard line. It was an easy chip shot field goal to win it, 35-33. And then Saskatchewan, Winnipeg, 34-30 for the Riders. And that game could have been easily tied going overtime, right? Because it was 2-point convert.
Yes.
So
yeah, that the one kick from Harris late in the game where he did the quick kick at 3rd and 5, and they left the offense out. I'm thinking, what are they doing? And then Harris kicks it and down to the 1. Diedrich, what's his name over in Winnipeg?
Oliveri?
No, the DB.
Oh, okay,
he misplayed it.
Okay.
And the rest is history, man.
Yeah, so 34-30. Saskatchewan wins, and you look at how, you know, they're now you're really starting to see the separation between Saskatchewan and Calgary when you look at how good the teams are playing. I mean, Calgary's a damn good football team. That defense, I mean, so they didn't allow a touchdown. They've allowed 15 touchdowns so far in 11 games. That's insane when it comes to the Canadian Football League.
And when you talk about Sask and Calgary, strong records, but why? It's strong defense. Yeah. And their offenses are good, but they're led by their defenses.
I was saying that one, wouldn't surprise me if Toronto beats Hamilton. And I mean, that could have went either way.
And they're right in the mix now.
They're 4-8, and BC still has them in the crossover right now because BC's at 5-6. So the second home and home here, obviously the Banjo Bowl, the game here on Saturday. Hopefully we're looking at decent weather, and it looks that it's going to hold. And as long as we're not looking at smoke or anything like that, I think it's going to be looking pretty good for a Saturday 5 o'clock kickoff.
How do you feel about the turnout?
In Calgary?
Here.
Oh,
Calgary was great.
Well, Calgary was great, but I mean, they still had tarps on there. Eddie.
I get it, but I'd rather have the corners tarp than be empty looking.
I get it, but those should be sold. It's Labor Day.
What was it? 26? Something like that in McMahon?
I haven't. Yeah, the attendance. I don't know what the attendance was, but it's 31, I believe. 31
that it holds.
Like that, yeah. I'll get those as the morning. They're always a little later on that. Always a little later. So
I'm with you, KK. Like, yes, it's Labor Day, but at the same time, let's just celebrate the wins that we do get. And it was a packed stadium, you know.
It was.
Tarps be damned.
It was. So, I mean, again, what are we looking here? If you can get 28,000, are you happy?
I would be. Yeah. If that lower bowl, again, I don't care about the West. Is the East is the measuring stick. If the East looks full, it's going to be a good house.
Jays blew one last night after coming back to take the lead on Cincy in the 9th, give up a 3-spot right back to Cincinnati, lose 5-4. The lead 2.5 games over the Yankees and the Boston Red Sox in the American League East Division. And hey, this is big news for Felix Auger-Aliassime at the U.S. Open. Off to the quarterfinals. We're going to talk about that as the morning progresses. As we mentioned, we're going to be on YouTube starting at 7 o'clock every morning. Josh Fenwick is in now all the time, along with the Duke of Delburne. So Duke has got he's riding shotgun over there in this beautiful palatial studio here, Duke. Now, like Josh, he doesn't really talk. He's just like a mutant here. How does that work?
Mutant or mute? I don't really know what direction. He's a mutant. No, Josh is another extra set of behind the scenes hands, getting the stream going, keeping everything as fresh and clean looking on there as possible. So glad to have him aboard. Hey, he's a new man. He's a morning man now, Kevin.
I was surprised, honestly shocked when I got in here and he was already behind the board over there, Duke.
I had the same thoughts.
He's a changed man.
So let's be honest. I haven't seen what the setup looks because we got other monitors going here, but you can't tell me that I'm not looking sharp in this beautiful Cabo St. Lucas, kind of like a fine hoodie.
Which is brighter, your shirt or the orange walls?
Well, I think Eddie looks better. Eddie dressed up for the occasion.
Yeah, no. He didn't dress up for the occasion. He's going to make a couple fine calls here.
You guys can sense the hating tones in his voice.
Why can't you get two birds stoned at once? He dressed up to go to work, but also it coincided with being live on streaming.
Maybe
that's an Elks Nation coming up
2 years ago, Duke, because this is technically our 2-year anniversary, year 3, or do you call it?
Jeez, we're heading 2-year anniversary.
Yeah, we've been.
We started at September long, right?
The day after September long.
So this is technically
this is start into year 3. That's crazy.
But I was given misinformation 2 years ago, Duke, because I came in and I had a nice suit jacket on and everything. And then, don't worry about that stuff. And then so here we go. So I maybe someone was crying wolf here today, right? I thought I'll just make sure.
He's for all you listeners, he lives in Crocs and sweats in here.
No, Eddie. Sharp dressed man.
Those global days, boy, you're never going back to a suit.
No, I've only worn a tie once, Eddie, since I left Global.
Really?
One day.
Yeah.
And I was told, "What are you doing?"
What was that, for an event?
Yeah, no, I was at an Oilers game. They said, radio guys don't wear ties. I said, okay, whatever.
Who told you that? Your boy Bobby?
No, for sure. Bobby. Coming up right after the break, we'll check in with Alan Mitchell, get his thoughts on the Jays game yesterday and the Elks, and obviously Captain Skates getting going here when it comes to the Oilers. Mark Spector will weigh in on that situation as well at 8 o'clock. We've got Johnny Avello from DraftKings, Director of Race and Sport. He will check in at 9:20. We will preview tonight's game. Look back to last night's Jays game with Mark Sheldon from MLB.com. Covers the Cincinnati Reds, and that's in the 10 o'clock hour, as will Connor Halliby from Fantasy Frenzy and the Jason Greger Show. Tons of drafts around fantasy football on the weekend. I'm sure many of our listeners had a draft night, draft day. And if you haven't had it on the weekend, the Labor Day weekend yet, if you didn't do it in the last 3 days, maybe you're probably doing it tonight or tomorrow. Or a lot of guys, even we had a couple texters saying that their league is taking Thursday afternoon off. So if you are, whatever your job is, you meet Thursday at this bar, bang, 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 you rip the draft off, and at 6 o'clock or 6:20, kickoff between
Got
the
the
Eagles
wings coming in a kickoff.
and Cowboys. Yeah, so
Love
it's
it.
not a bad idea.
It isn't a bad
It's not
idea.
a
It's
bad
commitment.
idea. It is.
It's commitment.
Yes. When we come back, Alan Mitchell will be with us. It's the Kevin Karius Show with Eddie Steele, the Duke of Delburne, and Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440 and YouTube.
Wow. Get ready for a silly hockey fans. Your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at EWL.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
Today on Hey Culligan, how smart is your water? Here's Tracy.
Hey, Culligan. I think my water might be dumb.
Good news, Tracy. Your water's not dumb. It's just not talking to you.
You can make my water talk.
No, but the new Culligan Smart Drinking Water System can talk to your phone to tell you when your water filters need changing and help you meet drinking water goals.
Now that's some brilliant H2O.
You said it, Tracy, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test from a local Culligan water expert at Culligan.ca.
It's the Brick's famous tent sale. Save up to 60% off clearance items in the tent and store, with more amazing deals arriving daily in every department, like up to $1,800 off power reclining sectionals and up to $700 off big screen TVs. Buy more, save more when you buy 2 or more major appliances, up to $1,000 off. Plus, get a free Bluetooth party speaker when you spend $9.99 or more on furniture. Some exclusions apply. See in-store for details. The Brick, saving you more.
Want some good news? St. Albert Dodge is holding the biggest sale of the year on their in-stock Ram 1500 Sports. Every single one on the lot is discounted by a whopping $14,000. Yeah, 14 grand. And St. Albert Dodge has the best selection in Alberta. Over 90 Ram 1500 Sports to choose from, with great packages, including the Night Edition and GT models, all $14,000 off the ticket price. Get down there and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. Stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Center. TNA Wrestling makes its explosive debut at the Expo Center on Friday, September 26th and Saturday, September 27th for back-to-back nights. Buy your tickets online today. Learn more about what's happening at the Expo Center by visiting the calendar of events online at edmontonexpocenter.com today.
Reduce fine lines and wrinkles while strengthening your hair with BioSil. It's a clinically proven, Ishura-tested product that helps in the formation of collagen. Find BioSil now at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of every month.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Edmonton sports fans, stay informed with Sports 1440. Stream us. Listen to us on the AM dial. However you consume this radio station, thanks for listening.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in stock, ready to deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need when you need it 24/7, 365 every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
Canada, there's no mountain we can't climb. No challenge we can't conquer. We won't let any roadblock stand in our way. A detour simply means we'll find a new way to get where we're going. When faced with a U-turn, we'll do whatever it takes to make it to the finish line. We are a country built on tradition, a tradition of perseverance and strength. Race time. Are you ready?
The Amazing Race Canada, all new, Tuesday at 9 on CTV. Stream next day on Crave. Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 7:20 in Edmonton, and time now for the Puck Report. The Puck Report is back, brought to you by Fountain Tire. Are you ready to swap your tires this fall? Fountain Tire makes it easy, saves you cash as well. Get $50 off tire storage with the purchase of a new set of tires, September 2nd through the 30th. No more stacking tires in your garage. Let us handle it. See select locations for details as we welcome in Ellen Mitchell. You hear him every day, 12 to 2 right here. The Lowdown with Low Tide. Good morning, Tide. Man, how about that? The Puck Report is back, and you are part of it to kick things off here, Tide. Are you excited about that?
I'm looking forward to it. I do want to say that a couple of buddies of mine, Min Darwal and Lac Padam, golfed with Eddie Steele last week, and they were telling me that he was well-dressed, a gentleman and a scholar, but they were a little intimidated by his physique. They felt that if he got angry, he could pound them senseless. So I'd be careful, Mr. Karius. I know you and I are both media guys. We're savvy with the words, but if Eddie ever turns on you, I don't know. I don't like your chances.
Tide, you're absolutely right, Tide. And I got to say, yeah, those boys, they spoke highly of you. And it was a highlight of my summer because it was one of the few golf games I won.
Oh, boy.
Nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the hockey. It's I saw the Oilers on the ice yesterday. I know there's practices in the HA and other leagues as well. The temperatures aren't falling, although it's a little chilly out today. The temperatures aren't falling like we'd expect, but it's early September. I'm already ready for it. I can't wait I'm looking forward to the day when I can come home and turn on the TV, and I don't even care what game it is. I just want to watch like Carolina play Toronto in an exhibition game, something like where it's actual hockey where sticks meet, pucks, and there's tape-to-tape passes, and you can hear the skates cut ice and all those hockey sounds. I miss it.
I told Spec last week, Tide, that the scribes used to tick off all the electronic media guys back in the day because they would go to the Perry Pern camp, they would go to the captain skates, and they would do all the stories before camp even started. And I'd say, what are you guys doing there? There's no stories left. And they'd say, well, that's just the way it is. That's the way it is. TV boy. That's what they said back in the days.
Well, let's review. I remember those days, Karius.
Mm-hmm.
The scribes, as you call them, they cut their media teeth going to boring as hell city council meetings where they were talking about asphalt and children going where they weren't supposed to in playgrounds. A television, it's a pretty cool gig, I got to say. And I'm just happy you're in radio now, and you know how the rest of the world lives.
I'll be honest, though, Tide, and this is 100% true. I'm not trying to beat around the bush here. Back in the day, the writers looked down on electronic media. And that is a fact that isn't even up for debate. Every writer looked down because they felt that the electronic media people were not journalists, if you want to call it that. And I'll argue that all the time. And you can go back to all the guys like Dick Chubay and Brownlee and all those guys. And then what happened? After the papers died, they end up on electronic media.
Yeah, it's true. I remember very well Terry Jones haranguing me for not subscribing to the Edmonton Sun. And I said, well, I get it at work, Terry. I can just come to work and read the thing. Everybody should get a newspaper. I'm like, I wanted to spend my money on beer. I was in my 20s, man,
Yeah, I do know, Tide. I do know. Oh, Terry Jones got a couple of good stories about him from the locker room, but we'll save those for another day. You get your eyes on that Labor Day game, the Double E down in Calgary yesterday, Tide?
Yeah, I was. I will say it's disappointing, but I'm not overly surprised. And Calgary, not every week this year, but most of the time, they've been a really good team. I like that you guys talking. I heard you earlier. By the way, Steele's dressed well today, man. The defense was good for the Elks. special teams leaked at a bad time, but I honestly think the game was, I'm not saying it was over, but you kind of felt the field was tilted. Srezna being hurt is not great. O-line was not good. I thought, the one thing I'll say that I'll add to what you guys said, I felt like the even with all the pressure, there just wasn't a lot happening at the quarterback position for Elks. And I know there was pressure all the time, but that's sort of the gig. So I'd say that there's a lot to work on. I didn't think the play calling was exceptional. They were taking chances they didn't need to when the game was still, in play. And I'll say this: I think the Elks defense gave the Elks a chance to win. I think the special teams cost them a little bit, but I think the offense just needs to be better, and that obviously includes the O-line and quarterback position.
Yeah, that offensive line performance was tough because they didn't give Cody a chance. I know Calgary only had 4 sacks in the game, but they were relentless with the pressure, and it was just an all-game thing. And on the reverse side of it, the Edmonton defense, that's probably their best game they've played all season, I would say. But yet there is still just slippage, and they can only hold for so long, especially against a strong Calgary team. Kevin said this earlier. I believe one of the breaking points was that punt return because it just opened the game up, and all the air just came out of the bench for the Double E.
Yeah, and it's such a devastating thing, right? You're working hard. What you're doing is the defense is trying to, hold the line until the offense catches up. That happens in any sport, but certainly in that game it did. And then you lose you lose a major score on a play like that, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, well, I remember Dave Jamieson telling me one time they were in McMahon, and the coach told him to start the bus and go get some food because they weren't stopping anywhere after the game. And so, you're trying to avoid the mice and things, and the game's, getting out of hand. It didn't get out of hand to that point. And I'll give the Elks credit for that, because sometimes in McMahon, they'll run you out of the building. And I think that's a good sign for Elks, but they need to win this coming Saturday. It's a big game. Hopefully we see a big crowd out there, because that's going to be a big football game for the Elks.
Yeah, it's going to be a big one. 5:00 kickoff on Saturday. Blue Jays, I watched that game yesterday, Tide, because it was just at the perfect time, 11 o'clock for first pitch. And I thought, man, they got this game after they picked up 3 runs in the ninth. Bo Bichette, again, man, this guy is having a phenomenal season. But again, we've been talking about this bullpen for a long time, and that was the end of it all for them last night in the ninth.
They have that awful problem now where you don't know where to turn, right? And so Hoffman has been he's had a poor season. That's just a fact. Yeah. He's leaked everywhere. Now he's got some saves, but this is not a guy I think you can't really count on him. And obviously they went elsewhere yesterday. It didn't work out. You've got a problem now. They're not going to move a starter into the bullpen to save this thing, but they need a savior, and I'm not sure who it will be. But right now, if I'm the manager, I am looking around for anybody in the bullpen who's got a fastball in the late 90s who is willing to step up, because it's you work hard all game, and you blow that. I mean, This is a Mitch Williams special bullpen right now, and too bad for fans. And I know I was reading online yesterday, everybody was mad as hell, and I get that, but you can't blame the manager. There were a hell of a lot of arms out there at the deadline, and the Jays, they picked up a couple, but not the right ones apparently, and now they're in a spot of bother. And I mean, it's not like the Yankees and the Red Sox are going to give them any breaks. So this is an important September for the Toronto Blue Jays, and they need a savior in the bullpen.
Alan Mitchell with us on Sports 1440. Yeah, the arms in the pen, no one's grabbing a job and saying, I'm not coming out of the 8th inning here. I'm not, Yariel Rodriguez has been okay the last couple of outings. He had a bit of a tough go there before. You mentioned Hoffman. Maybe Dominguez is the guy, but he hasn't proven that yet since the trade with Baltimore at the deadline. They bring up Dylan Tate, from the farm. The one guy that I really believe has been misused here, though, is Eric Lauer, Tide. I mean, I just mentioned this to you. Well, so I get why he's in the pen. I'm 100% on board with John Schneider to keep him in the pen and have that rotation as is. But there was an opportunity last night for him to come in, and they didn't make that call.
Yeah, there's a bias. If you want your managers don't like to use lefties as closers, and they like the 100-mile-an-hour fastball. But I agree with you. I remember back in the old days, the Expos, Buck Rogers. He had a closer named Tim Burke, who, honest to God, I don't think from the pitcher's mound to home plate, honestly, I don't think any of his pitches ever hurt any batter, even if he hit him in the head. He just didn't have a great fastball, but he had fantastic location, and it can work. And I wouldn't be surprised if they try something like that, because everything else has been a little off in the last while. And now it's at a point now where everybody's holding their breath. You know, as you said, Jays fought hard to get a lead there, and you can't give that up. That really hurts. And you do that, 2 or 3 times in a row, and pretty soon, everybody's, sagging a little bit, including your fielders. Fans can get as mad as they want. That's fine. But, the players have to believe in the closer. And right now, I don't know who the Jays players believe in the bullpen. They need somebody to kind of stand up and take the role.
Have you been watching any tennis as well from the U.S. Open, Tide?
I watch just like sporadically, unfortunately. I'm oot and a boot, but the U.S. Open is my favorite tournament. I love the Friday night games that go, matches that go late. I've seen many in my time, but I haven't watched a lot of it. I know that it's been very exciting, though, based on what I've been reading.
Yeah, it has been a good tournament, actually. Excuse me. Todd, I wanted to ask actually both of you fellas, Mr. Mitchell, Mr. Karius, what is your concern level for the Blue Jays falling out of first in the division when you have the Yankees and Boston, who are both 2.5 games back? Both are 7-3 in their last 10 games, surging right now, and the Jays are going opposite. What's the concern level, fellas?
Mine is quite high. Tide, what's yours?
Oh, I like it all summer, really, since the Jays got to first place. It's been, like a slow, smooth ride, like you're in a Cadillac or a Lincoln back when they made them, like out of actual tanks. So that's been the Jays. But right now, they're even when they play well and the bats have been, pretty good, they can't close games. So I'd say this is, whatever alarm you can sound, you sound it now. The Jays are in trouble. They are, they've got a lot of the problem solved, but the bullpen is leaking badly, and so far they haven't had a solution. I'd say my worry meter is about 8.5 out of 10.
Ooh, that's pretty high.
That's a high level of concern.
Very high level of concern.
Okay, to piggyback and follow up on that, where do you guys think? What are the odds of the Jays signing Bo Bichette?
I think probably 50-50.
Yeah, here's what I think. I think the Jays may well try to sign him, but we're talking about a guy who is going to get some offers from teams, and he's like, the speed's gone, but he's a really good hitter, and it's not like he's an old player, but he's playing in the most difficult defensive position. And if you signed him long term, you could eventually move him to second base or third base or, wherever, right field. So there's a lot of years in him left, despite the fact that the speed isn't what it used to be. So I'd say the Jays, if they're going to sign him, it's going to be at a large amount. And if he gets to free agency, I don't think there's a chance in hell. The Dodgers might sign him, and the Dodgers have more money than Kevin Karius.
Whatever. Tide, we're getting close again. We mentioned it last week, coming up on the lowdown. Is she back?
Not yet. Not yet. But I talked to her a week or so ago, and she had quite the summer. She ended up getting married. And so she's, had a wonderful summer, enjoyed it very much, and also looking forward, like the rest of us, to the season. So I would say September sometime, but I don't have a firm date yet.
How was the wedding? You must have enjoyed yourself down there. Were you part of the wedding party at all?
I got an invite, but it's so far to fly, and I didn't feel like driving.
Oh.
So I didn't make it, but the photos were gorgeous. They handsome Dan, and they were quite lovely photos. And so we'll probably talk about that on the first segment, which may be late September. I would think we'll have Rachel on, and of course, you guys always bury the lead. Jason Greger is back from holidays today, I believe, unless he's taking another week off. I mean, between you and he, I don't know if anybody ever works around there except for Steele and me. But anyway, we'll have him on the show at 1:20 today and talk about his time watching the Toronto Blue Jays and about this McDavid situation and the Oilers and all of those things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right, Tide. We did bury the lead because Connor McDavid ain't extending before the season.
Oh.
Well, I mean, who to believe, right? Like, the one thing I'll say is, like, people were all over Shannon and then Rashog, and I'm like, media guys don't report things out of the blue. They don't just make stuff up. There's, something out in the ether. But I remember also hearing Spec saying he's talking to people and he doesn't see any anything that would keep McDavid from signing. So, I mean, I think he'll sign, and I think it'll be before the season, and maybe we get a surprise. Maybe it's this week. So I don't think Oilers fans should be overly worried. I do think that when Shannon and Rashog say something about maybe not before the start of the season, fans should take that seriously. These are broadcasters who have been around a long time, and part of the reason you're around a long time is you don't just go off making up stories. And I think there's something there, but we don't know what it is, and I suspect he'll sign.
As always, Tide, thanks for this. Leading us off, well, technically on a Tuesday morning, but normally it's on a Monday. Appreciate it. Have a great show, and we'll see you soon.
You guys both look good on YouTube. Enjoy your day.
He's our George Springer.
That's Alan Mitchell, 12 to 2 right here on Sports 1440 and YouTube. And that was the Puck Report brought to you by Fountain Tire. Again, $50 off tire storage with the purchase of a new set of tires. Check them out at fountaintire.com. Man.
So when it comes to McDavid in the contract, it does confuse me a little bit. Like, he gets to dictate the number. We know that. And the term. So what is the holdup? Like,
I don't know.
What would we be waiting on here? We've had all summer to go back and forth,
I wouldn't have cared anything about it all summer until Labor Day weekend. Like, he should have just said, and basically he did say that. He didn't say a date. We're going to start talking about this Labor Day weekend. Just as I said when he's done in Calgary. Today is about the orientation and Team Canada. It's not about my contract.
As much as he doesn't want it to be a distraction, he knows that this is becoming a distraction. Get the deal dealt with, man. You know what you want. Get it done and move on.
I would assume that he knows exactly what he wants, what the term, everything. Like, it's not like they can change what the team is.
Exactly.
Right now.
Exactly. And you're going to get what you want, term and value. Now, like, don't stand up there all pissy in front of the cameras because they're asking you questions, man. You brought this on yourself.
Again, I wouldn't have said a thing like until he got back to Edmonton, which he's back. Now it's time to talk about it. All of July and August, again, when he was at 27 weddings and whatever else that he did, which is time to relax over summer.
Let it breathe.
Don't even worry about this. But now that you're back and you're skating and camp's right around the corner here, I think it's very legitimate that everyone can talk about it.
For sure.
Before that, not so much for me.
And you know where you want to be. You know where your family's going to be. It's, for me, having gone through contract negotiations, as the player, you're not even involved. The agent's telling you, hey, you're going to get 3 years at whatever million. And if he wants it, and then you counter. But like, for me, I just don't understand what the weight is. And you're not even, as a player, involved in the negotiation, really. You know what you want and get it done.
Again, when you hear Jeff Jackson's comments, that this is going to take 5 minutes. This isn't going to take, it's just finally you
just
sit
putting
down.
pen to the paper.
Yeah, it's sit down, get it done.
It's probably sitting there waiting on the printer. It's probably been waiting for months.
Yeah. When we come back, we will get to some of your texts, 833-401-1440. Also, top of the hour, Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet. It's the Kevin Karius Show with Eddie Steele, the Duke of Delburne, and Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440 and YouTube.
Mr. Rooter goes for a fall stroll.
Ah, the beauty of fall.
These leaves are crunchier than that calcified shower head I replaced this morning. And the earthy yellow oranges and browns are as colorful as the wad of hair I pulled out of the shower drain.
Ugh, Mr. Rooter, can we talk about something else?
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you didn't like fall. You look about as sour as the sewer line I unclogged yesterday.
For a plumber you'll truly fall for, call Mr. Rooter.
The biggest game of the season, your Edmonton Elks Labor Day rematch with the Calgary Stampeders on Saturday, September 6th. It's the next gen game presented by National Bank. Kids get in free with a paid adult P5 ticket, and tickets start at just $20. Score yours at goelks.com.
Reduce fine lines and wrinkles while strengthening your hair with BioSil. It's a clinically proven, Ishura-tested product that helps in the formation of collagen. Find BioSil now at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of every month.
$1 plus tax for a smooth, small premium roast coffee at McDonald's? That means rich, full-bodied flavor at a price that's just as satisfying. Must be McCafe. Enjoy a small McCafe premium roast coffee for just $1 plus tax at participating McDonald's in Canada. Prices exclude delivery.
At Fountain Tire, you can save $50 off tire storage with the purchase of 4 select tires now until September 30th at participating locations. Okay. Or you could squeeze them into your backseat, possibly causing upholstery damage, drive them home, struggle, sweating buckets trying to get them out of your vehicle, resulting in you feeling guilty for not going to the gym more often, or at all. But at the end of the day, it's your choice. Totally up to you.
Definitely $50 off the tire storage.
You got it. Book your appointment today at fountaintire.com. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Blue Jays fans, this weekend and every weekend,
You can catch Toronto Blue Jays ball games
right here on Sports 1440. Ben Schulman provides the play-by-play. You provide the chips and beer. Check out the Blue Jays this weekend on Edmonton's home for sports. Sports 1440.
The ATB Classic is returning to Northern Bear Golf Club.
An international field of professionals will battle it out on their path towards the PGA Tour.
Advance tickets are $20 or upgrade your access to sit greenside in the Sports 1440 Birdie Bar, presented by Sleeman.
Net proceeds go to Youth on Course to give kids age 6 to 18 access to play golf for just $5.
Come see the future stars of the PGA Tour.
The ATB Classic,
September 11th to 14th.
Get your tickets at atbclassic.com.
It's road trip season, and that means loading up on the road trip essentials like snacks, tunes, and Hondas. Sherwood Honda has fuel-efficient, dependable SUVs, hybrids, crossovers, and more to take you up, down, and all around this province and beyond. Travel in comfort and safety, going where you want to go, when you want to go, stopping to see whatever catches your imagination on the way. Summer road trips make memories that sure would last. Start yours off right at Sherwood Honda.
I got my first real thick string.
stories, guests, and insights. This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 744 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele, Duke of Delburne with you, along with Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440 on your AM radio dial, plus on YouTube. Just it's like a free subscription. All you got to do is click the link, and then you've subscribed, and then you're part of the gang, I guess. Is that how it works, Duke?
Couldn't have put it better myself,
Really?
Kevin. You're really up to speed with all the happenings.
The technical stuff. I mean,
so like we're tweeting it out. It's on all of our socials. You can go check it out to watch if you're interested. You get to see Kevin and Eddie's beautiful faces. And then right below that, there's a subscribe. You can turn notifications on so you never miss it, because we're live with all of our programming now, right? From 7 o'clock right until 6 with Gregor's show. So you get to see Low Tide, myself and Connor. And of course, you and all of our other great co-hosts we have on during the week, and hopefully some guests, including, I think, Spec coming up at 8 o'clock. He must have got up early and put on his Tuesday best to join the video stream.
Oh, I was going to say he's coming in.
Oh,
what? Man, I can't stop looking at myself on YouTube, man.
Really?
I'm one ugly mug, buddy. I keep looking at you
Is
and
that
me.
that? And I'm what? I look good. You?
I
is
can't.
it the tie?
I
What
can't.
is it?
I can't see you because you're blended into the orange
That's why
wall.
I did this on purpose. But I figure I got the black behind me here.
I can't stop watching this.
Really?
Yeah. Fenwick though, there's a bit of a delay, pal. Come on.
Well, that's life, man. Right? That's life. Text 833-401-1440. Yeah, just if you want to check it out on YouTube, give us a little thumbs up, subscribe, the whole kit and caboodle. Kyle, who's listens from the States, from West Virginia, I believe. That's pretty cool, Kyle. What if the Jays had Alex Manoah close for the postseason if he's coming back soon? Okay, for Manoah, one thing, he is getting closer to returning. Now, that would be a tough one to throw him in there like that. There was even talk, some guys like Trey Savage and stuff. But again, when the Blue Jays yesterday, again, September 1 with the roster expansion with 2 players, Dylan Tate, his contract was selected. It's an old pitcher. He was in Baltimore for many years. But they also picked up Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, and he was picked up off of waivers. And he was with the Jays, and I've listened to the broadcast team yesterday. All of them just said, well, he'll do anything. He'll catch, he'll do whatever. Because he is a kind of a Swiss Army knife, and he can go to many positions. So those would be their 2 guys that they picked up on, September 1, if you want to call it that.
There was an article out. I didn't get a chance to read it, but what to do with Alek Manoah here moving forward. I wish I took a peek at it, but
again, you're looking at a guy that was opening day starter from an all-star, making the all-star team, opening day starter, and right from that day, it went downhill for him. And there was so much talk about who's going to be the starter on opening day. Is it going to be Manoah? Is it going to be Kevin Gausman?
What a fall.
So this has been a long time. And for him to go into that, I don't know if he's ready, confidence-wise. No idea. And again, I think the answer lies within whether if it's Sir Anthony Dominguez. I mean, again, Jeff Hoffman, he's either lights out or he gives up 3 or 4, it seems, right? So
struggling, man.
Tommy Nance was pitching quite well, a little blip. Brendan Little's been overused. And that's a cheap hit to allow the 2 runs. That's a squibber through a drawn in infield that allows the 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th. Louis Varland hasn't been as good as he was in Minnesota since he's come over. And then again, the guy I mentioned, if you're going to have him in the bullpen, and don't just say he's your long man. The one thing that Tide is 100% on is that managers want swing and miss from the back end of their bullpen. They want swing and miss. Lauer, even though he'll rack up 5-6 strikeouts, a lot of it is on off-speed stuff. So as low Tide says, it's not getting to that 98, 97.
They want to throw that heat.
So that's the difference within the Jays bullpen. They don't have those guys. They got it at times. If Hoffman's on, he can get it up to 97. Dominguez can get it up there, but it's the consistency.
Exactly. Yeah. He's not throwing that heat consistently.
Yeah. I wanted to readdress the Elks game. Just with that Eric Brooks 86-yard punt return for a touchdown. As we said, Eddie, that's where things changed momentum-wise. Jake Julian back punting. To me, when I look at the replay and watch the play a couple times, because there were some comments, is Jake Julian, are they used to this punter? To me, it's not like the old term, outkicked his coverage. I thought it was just bad angles by the special teams.
For sure, that's what it was. Yeah. And let's not forget too, and I get very caught up in this too. The other sideline, they're getting paid too. They're pro athletes. Okay. They're making blocks and doing all the right things. And, they're really well coached over there. I hate to say it down in Calgary. They've been well coached for decades now. Even when they had a bad team last year, you look at how quick they get out of that funk because they have a good culture and tone from the top down in that organization. So, yeah, it's not so much he outkicked the coverage when it comes down to that kick. They just locked it up and missed assignments.
There are 3 or 4 guys there that's, again, give Brooks some credit here. If no one said anything about when Leak ran his back, well, that's terrible. Special teams. That's a great play by Leak.
Exactly. They made a play.
So,
and man, the defense, they played well for the Double E. They played so well. Vernon Adams, as a whole, 13 of 23, 162, one touch. Like, that's a pedestrian game. One thing that Vernon Adams is really impressive at, though, is throwing off script. You know, there was a lot of times Cody Fajardo scrambling around, and he was either getting caught and tackled, or he was airmailing it and missing throws. Vernon Adams, the numbers aren't popping off the page, but he's able to get off script and make those completions, and that kind of killed the Double E down the stretch.
Again, we touched on it off the top a little bit, Eddie, about injuries. Now you look at it, okay, Nick Anderson's out. Niles Morgan left the game. Those are your top two linebackers by far. It's not even close. On the D-line, Robbie Smith's out. Jake Seresna hurt. You could argue that those are two of your, for sure, top, if not the top two. I mean, Noah Taylor's come on here.
Noah's playing well. Brinkman's good, but for name value, those are your big dogs.
Okay. Stephen Dunbar Jr., you could argue that he's their one of, if not the top receiver, and Curly Gittens Jr. was brought in here for Jake Seresna. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Those are two of your top receivers. So now you got 6 guys here that, I mean, if they're all out, that's massive, man.
It is massive. Those are highly paid guys. Those are guys you look to as veterans, as leaders, and you need those core pieces if you want to have any bit of success down the stretch.
Hey, what'd you think of the receiver Victor out of Ohio?
I like him.
Yeah,
big body. I've liked him the past couple of weeks. He's very wiry, but he makes plays. He fights for the first down every time he gets that rock in his hands.
Yeah, and I mean, he's like you say, he's got that bigger reach, can go up to get it. So
I felt Cody was off all game, though, to be honest. Like, even Ty talked about going for it deep a couple of times when you didn't need to take those shots. And he was just missing throws, especially in that first half. Felt like something was off. I saw Declan Kruger from the Lowdown with Low Tide as well tweet something out. And it just really hit home just how Cody was missing throws, and he was just seemed a little bit off, maybe a little too juiced up, a little jacked up because he was missing throws high.
Yeah. You know, he was running for his life too.
He was.
Yeah, he had the same amount of rushing yards as Rankin, basically, I think.
Yeah.
So, and that's all. And those aren't design runs.
No.
One of
Scramble.
He was running for his
Calgary's defensive line is such a tone setter. I've been saying that. They are a good front, man. I love seeing guys get after it like that.
This was a line where this was a team. Everyone's going, well, they're going to be they're 4 or 5.
They were going to, people had them under the Double E going into the season. Calgary was pegged to be last in the West.
Yeah.
Not the case.
And Vernon Adams, again, pedestrian numbers.
And he's not the reason. Vern's not the reason Calgary's having success, because Vern hasn't lit it up all year. But their defense and their Bob Slowick, who is he? Defensive coordinator coming from the NFL. Usually you don't come up and have instant success like that. Clearly he knows the league a little bit, but there is somewhat of a learning transition period for American guys as they come up. This guy's come up, and his defense has been hitting the ground running, hitting everything moving right now.
Every team in the West has played 11 games now. And if you were to tell me Saskatchewan defense, and we said this is going to be a pretty good defense going in, they've given up 245 points.
Okay.
That's 11 games. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Calgary's at 214.
Wow. That's significantly.
It's a whole game.
Wow.
And then that's a game.
Wow.
And then from there, it isn't even remotely close. I mean, Edmonton's at 309, BC's 324, Winnipeg's 299. Out east, it's, I guess Montreal's at 277. So
you can win with that, KK.
Yes, you can.
You can win with that, man.
214. Calgary is 5-2 at home, 3-1. But more importantly, there isn't a team that's close to them inside the division. Calgary's 6-0 against the West. Saskatchewan's 4-2. That's the best.
And you talk about those two teams being the best in the division, best defenses. Where does it start, Kevin? Tell this grizzled guy where it all starts and ends.
On the line.
On the line. You look at the pressure that Sask has generated.
Got one right.
You look at it, though. Yeah. Look at how Sask got after Winnipeg and how their D-line has been dominating games.
Yeah.
Look at how Calgary's D-line has been dominating games. You don't have great defenses by having DBs go and get 1 million picks.
Yeah.
That comes after you dominate the line of scrimmage. And we've been beating this horse, again, dead. Wish it was a Calgary Stampeder quick six dead,
Mhm.
but you got to win the line of scrimmage, man.
Yep. Coming up, top of the hour, we got Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet. Before that, time now for a Sports 1440 update. Hey, good to have the boys from First Round back for the fall. Today's Sports 1440 update right now brought to you by First Round, where Sundays get even better at First Round. You can win an NFL helmet or a jersey and enjoy the Pro Bowl brunch only at Edmonton's NFL headquarters. First Round, downtown or on Bourbon Street. Here is the Duke.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Pair of Labor Day Classics yesterday in the CFL, including the Edmonton Elks, losing in Calgary 28-7 at the hands of the Stampeders. Elks held off the scoreboard without a touchdown in the contest. Out in Hamilton, despite 400-plus passing yards from Bo Levi Mitchell, the Argonauts take it in a wild finish over the Ticats 35-33. In the majors yesterday, full slate of games, including the Blue Jays opening a set in Cincinnati against the Reds. Despite home runs by Bo Bichette and Dalton Varsho in the top of the nine, bullpen cannot hold on. Reds take the opener 5-4. Elsewhere, Mets beat the Tigers 10-8. Red Sox getting past the Guardians 8-4. Cubbies, they win over the Braves 7-6 in an extra. Mariners falling at the hands of the Rays 10-2. And from the U.S. Open men's singles round of 16, Felix Auger-Aliassime team defeating number 15, Alex Rublev, in straight sets to advance into the quarterfinals. Coming up in hour 2 of the Kevin Karius Show, we'll be joined by Sportsnet's Mark Spector and check in with a new edition of In or Out. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. Stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Center. TNA Wrestling makes its explosive debut at the Expo Center on Friday, September 26th and Saturday, September 27th for back-to-back nights. Buy your tickets online today. Learn more about what's happening at the Expo Center by visiting the calendar of events online at edmontonexpocenter.com today.
Reduce fine lines and wrinkles while strengthening your hair with BioSil. It's a clinically proven, Ishura-tested product that helps in the formation of collagen. Find BioSil now at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of every month.
Seriously, another door knocker? I really want to go solar, but these high-pressure tactics are exhausting.
And their prices are unbelievable. Before we do anything, let's call Great Canadian Solar.
There's a better way to go solar. Great Canadian Solar provides honest advice and fair pricing to save you from overpaying. They're easy to deal with and will never put pressure on you to buy. As a trusted local business for over 15 years, Great Canadian Solar will support you in your solar journey. Visit greatcanadiansolar.com and call today to get started.
I'm a little hungry.
I've got booster balls from Booster Juice.
Booster what now?
Booster balls. They're little protein bites packed with nutrients. Chewy, crunchy, yummy, and new flavors all the time. Like this little guy. The new mint chocolate booster ball. Peppermint, cocoa, coconut, peanut butter, maple syrup, all rolled up into a delightful little bite-sized snack.
Why am I just hearing about this now?
I don't know.
Can I have one?
No.
Booster Juice. Canadian born. Blending since 1999.
Is your company drowning in paperwork and administrative tasks? Do you need more data to make better decisions? Nectar.io is your company's all-in-one solution for fleet and materials management, safety, time cards, and GIS-based project management. Now is the time to capture and transform field, site, and shop data into boardroom-level business intelligence, all with one login. Visit Nectar.io to book a demo today. Nectar.io, your business made better.
You wanted local sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9, check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
They sure saw you coming. You went in for about $200 in auto service, and by the time Johnny Slick out front was done telling you everything he thought you should have replaced, you got hosed for $3,000. Big Toy Shop won't lie to you, inflate your bill, or waste your time. You'll know exactly what your service actually costs and when it's going to be done.
Toy Shop.
Take your ride to Big Toy Shop, 8315 Argyle Road, 780-298-2797.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 8 o'clock in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele with you on a Tuesday morning. Hope everyone had a fabulous Labor Day weekend. We're also debuting on YouTube this morning all day long here on Sports 1440. Just subscribe, click the old thumbs up, and you'll be a part of our show moving forward as well. Time now for On the Mark, brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. In September, Northgate is helping feed families. For every truck sold, they will feed a family of 4. Farmers and small business owners get preferred rates in September. Northgate, that's this truck for you at Northgate Chevrolet Buick and GMC, as we welcome in Mark Spector on your Sportsnet. Good morning, Spec. How was the big Labor Day long weekend?
Oh, it was a great long weekend. Weather was good. Maybe the football wasn't so great, Eddie, but
well, one game wasn't so great. There was a couple other beauties though.
Yeah. I did catch the fourth quarter at Toronto Hamilton. That might be the craziest finish I've ever seen in a CFL game right there.
I just loved when Dion Brissett, when he's lying on his back, and I'm going to have to cut. Do you know the receiver, Duke? There's a receiver that is just berating him,
getting on him.
And this isn't like a quick little, what are you doing? Get out of bounds. This is 10, 15 seconds of really pointing his finger at him and everything. Like, what are you doing, man?
It was dumb. It was dumb. He tried to be a hero, and he's lucky he didn't cost his team the game.
Yeah, he steps out with 1 second left. Now, had he not stepped out of bounds, was that a touchdown?
It would have been a touchdown.
Because he got the pylon?
Yeah. Yeah, ball
So,
cross.
the guy's trying to make a play. I understand the part about get out of bounds and kick the field goal, but, there's almost a little instinct when the guy's trying to make a play that it's about a 60-yard pass play. He does see the end zone. He gets really close. I get it. I suppose if the coaching staff says get out of bounds on the 20. Right?
If that clock is at 0,
what would the article Mark Spector would have written?
Yeah, you got to be. I would say that you have to have your head in the game even under that situation. But that's a pretty, it's happening pretty fast down there. He was trying to score. It wasn't like he was 30 yards away. He was 1 yard away. So anyway, tons of fun in the weekend. I would say to you that the Stamps defense is at fault for making that Labor Day. The Edmonton Calgary game may be a little dull because they were just so strong. You just couldn't get through them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, their defensive line set the tone. And, as much as Edmonton actually was able to put some drives together, they just weren't able to finish. And I think that's the name of the game. When you have a team in the CFL pitch a shutout on defense, which means they didn't let the Edmonton offense score a touchdown, and that's a tough thing to do.
Yeah, I think what we see, guys, is that's probably where the Elks are right now. Is they're better than they're the best or one of the better of the maybe average teams. They went through the East and beat everybody. Well, the East isn't very good. Now you take a step up and you play Calgary, the best team in the league, and you get a good picture of where you are. And as of yesterday, they weren't there. They're not as good as Calgary, and there's nobody walking out of that ballpark going to tell you they are. Take another crack at them Saturday. Let's see what happens. But, it's one thing beating, Ottawa and Toronto and Montreal. It's quite another trying to walk into Calgary and win.
Calgary's 6-0. 6-0 in the division, Spec. The Elks are 0-5.
Yeah, that's a big.
Tells you everything right there.
That's a pretty big swing, don't you think?
Tells you everything right there.
You just have to, when you're the Elks, you almost have to play perfect football. You can't, They made some plays some unforced errors, and it's going to happen. It's football. I understand that, but if you do that, you won't win in Calgary. If you shotgun that you drive down the field and then your shotgun snap hits the pulling guard in the leg, and it goes somewhere and the Stamps pick it up, that hurts. You can't give up the only return touchdown in the game. They did that. You can't give up the cheap points at the end of the first half when the field is long and there's about 4 seconds left and somehow they get a field goal. Those are free points. They have no margin of error when you're the Elks and you're walking into Calgary. There is no margin of error, and they made several errors, and lo and behold, you don't win, right?
Spec, I totally agree with you that they do have to play a darn near perfect game because they're just not there confidence-wise yet, or I would say completely talent-wise as a roster. So they got to learn how to win. And you talked about the end of the first half. For me, that was the most critical point in the game. Forget all the sacks, forget the punt return. That end of the first half was the complete game changer because it was 10-3. Edmonton missed a chip shot. It could have been 10-6 going into half, which is a tight game. Instead, It's now 10-4. They only get the single. And now Calgary gets the ball. They get a big penalty. They move the ball the length to get to half, and then they come up with another field goal. So instead of being 10-6, you're down 13-4, and that completely changes the momentum. It completely changes the mindset because now you're back to being down a full touchdown score as opposed to just a couple of points.
Yeah, for sure. It's the thing that good teams do and not as good teams allow to happen. And you know what? Like, let's not overreact too much. I don't think anyone thought. I personally wouldn't have bet they're walking into Calgary and beating the Stamps at home. I think we'd all have said that if you could win 1 out of 2 of this series, you're on the right track. Calgary's a better team. No one's saying they're not. They won 3 of their last 4. I would say get it together and win a football game. Upset Calgary up here, and the vibes will be very positive.
Mm-hmm. One thing that we constantly hear about Coach Killam, and he put this on full display yesterday, and I tip my hat to him because I've been a part of some locker rooms and coaching staffs where they mess with players' minds. Coach Killam is a straightforward shooter, and he has complete trust in his players. And where I'm going with this is Blanchard. He missed that kick that we just talked about going into half, a chip shot. Yep. Well, coming out of the third quarter, they had a chance to nail a 52-yarder, and Killam rolled him out without hesitation, and the kid kicks one of his longest of his careers. And that is showing that you have the trust and confidence in your players, and guys will rally behind that.
Yeah, that's good coaching. That's good coaching, man. I think you just can't. You got to. The players you have are the players you have. If you feel like you want to get rid of guys, you're not doing it in the middle of a game. Show confidence in your players, right? Be a leader. Bring the team together. Don't pull them apart. And look, if you get to Tuesday and you decide, hey, this kicker's no good or this offensive guard's no good or whatever, well, then replace them, and that's fine too. But on game day, show confidence in the guys you got. Build them, right? Build them. Don't break them down. And only positive things can happen from there, I would say.
Mark Spector with us on Sports 1440. So in Saskatchewan, 34,243. In Hamilton, 25,619. In Calgary yesterday, 27,764. That is good. Those are good numbers for the 3 games on Labor Day weekend. What number would you be happy with here Saturday for the return engagement, 5 o'clock on Saturday, Elks and Stamps Spec?
Well, that's a good question. 5 o'clock on Saturday?
5 bells, yeah.
Oh, I thought
Perfect
it was
time.
I thought it was later. No. I thought I heard him advertising a triple header on Saturday.
Yeah, so the one game is going to start at 11 Mountain Time. That's Hamilton, Montreal.
11-2.
Then at 2 o'clock is Saskatchewan, Winnipeg. That's the Banjo Bowl. And again, think about that. That's 2 o'clock is when it should be starting.
Yeah. Perfect time. Yeah. So Edmonton gets the game, but
I'll be honest. Maybe like we've talked about this many, many times. That's a triple header for TV. Would you rather have the game Saturday at 2 or Saturday at 5.
Well, personally, me, I would rather at 2. I love playing a little bit earlier, but
just like yesterday's game should not have been at 4 o'clock.
yeah,
It
that
should
was
have been
odd.
at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, that was odd yesterday. There are now, I'll say this, Kevin, there are a lot of festivities taking place leading up on the Saturday. Like we have the big breakfast, brunch, and there's going to be hot stove and different things going on. So it's room for the events to take place is what I'm saying.
Yeah, listen, it's time to be a real league and TV runs all the biggest leagues in the world. And if it runs the CFL a little bit too, well,
you can't compare that, Spec. I mean,
tough luck.
We're talking billions and billions of dollars.
Well, okay, but it's all on a scale.
Each team in the CFL gets $5 million here.
I know.
But it's all on scale.
Relative. Yeah, it's relative.
I mean, my point is
the league
TV
has not catered,
sports.
Spec, the league has not catered to its fans going to the games for years. And it's not good for the league.
I don't know. What's wrong with 5 o'clock on a Saturday? Like you go down, start tailgating at 1 o'clock, right? There's lots of events going on. Game starts.
To be honest with you, I'm okay with it at 5 o'clock on Saturday. I'm okay. Yesterday's game in Calgary should have been at 2 o'clock. You would have had more fans from Edmonton that would have went down because they're home at 9 o'clock instead of midnight.
Sure. I guess so. I don't know. I'm ambivalent. I feel like you tell them when they're playing and then that's when they play. I'm not that worried about it. I'd like to see, you sure would like to see 25,000 people at Commonwealth on Saturday night. I think
that's the number. Yeah.
I think the Elks have shown us that there might be something real here. Finally, there might be something that you can get behind. There's I feel like you can go to the game on Saturday and an upset of Calgary would be an upset, but it wouldn't be like a fairy tale. You know what I mean? Like it's within the realm of possibility. And I think it'd be a fun day at the ballpark Saturday.
I'll be there, Spec.
You'll be there.
You'll be there, eh?
Yeah, I know. I said you'll be there.
Yeah, I'll be there. What's going on this week? Spec, what's going on this week? We got captain skates for the Oilers, and I'm sure like now is when I think a lot of people are going to be talking about Connor McDavid more so because he's back in town.
Yeah, about everything. I saw the Oilers social media team put out a bunch of pictures, and all the big boys are here skating already yesterday. So, they're going early. I mean, I don't know. These guys skate so much now. Remember 2 years ago after they lost the cup, Connor said, everybody's got to come back early. And they came back early. And after a while, they said, that probably wasn't a great idea.
Exactly.
I think this is just the regular schedule. After Labor Day now, guys are here. The Oilers are actually getting to be a team now where they got guys who have kids in school. So they got to be back because the kids start school today. Those days didn't used to exist. So you know what? They're skating. They're ready to go. There won't be any media going on down there, is my understanding, for a while, which is fine. Let the guys get to town and have their skates. But let's go, boys. It's September 2nd. It's time for football to get a little bit more meaningful and time for hockey to get going here. Let's get after it.
Spec, I gotta say, I was checking you out on our newly minted YouTube channel. The hair is looking good, my man.
Yeah, nice fresh haircut. I knew we were going on YouTube, so I had to go out and get groomed.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, for sure. Got a nice background. See the background? It's a nice picture of Remax Field.
What is that, Remax? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
You haven't said anything about Eddie's tie like you did last year.
That's a handsome tie. It's a handsome tie, Eddie.
Oh, that was in year one. Spec, you did that in year one. It's crazy because we're entering year 3 now. You did that to me in, I think, month 1 of year 1, and I haven't put that tie back on since, buddy.
Hey, I didn't mean to set you back that far. It's a nice looking tie, man.
He said, "Whoa, are we from the 80s? You look like from the Raiders."
I think the line was, "Keep wearing that tie, Eddie. It'll come back in style eventually."
Ooh, this guy, he remembered it too.
Yeah. It's funny how, Spec, we were just talking, like this is year 3 of Sports 1440 starting today. Sometimes I feel like it feels like it's 10 years. Sometimes I feel like it's 10 days. It depends on how you look at it. But here we are, onwards and upwards. You're number 3, big fella.
Yeah, right. I think it's, you know what? One thing, here's what we know about Edmonton, you guys. Edmonton it's a killer sports town. It's a better sports town than most, and I've been to all of them. And you can tell that it's not just an emotion. Every guy says my town's the best. I'm talking about radio numbers. I'm talking about TV numbers, amount of people watch an Elks game or an Oilers game. I'm talking about followers of guys like Kevin and Eddie and myself supersede our equivalents in other cities because people here are engaged. It's not because we're great or we're smart or we're better. It's the fans that are more engaged here, right?
Yeah.
And this is a good rate sports.
Just lost Spec.
A sports radio station. There should be a sports radio station that services a sports town like this. And you know what? There's a few options around town, and that's good too. But we're working at it here, third year. Gregor's got a good thing going here, and we're all helping him out best we can.
Attaboy, Spec. You're big time.
And you know who I just dropped off for a second? That's my boss phoning me. Can you believe it? Now I got to pick up the phone. It's September. I got to answer the
Do you
guy.
know why?
It's real.
Do you know why? What's going on? He is telling you to get down to talk to Connor
You
today.
know it.
Yeah.
Find the scoop.
I'll bet you any money that's what he says. Can you get down to talk to Connor today?
Yeah, I saw pictures of him online. Get down to the rink.
There you go.
Oh, man.
Good stuff, Spec. Did you get your boat in yet or not?
Yeah, boat's in the driveway. So we'll have to get after that this week, I think, at some point. Get that sucker stored away for the summer or for the winter.
Make sure you wash those barnacles off.
Yeah.
What are they? Those zebra mussels too.
Zebra mussels.
Want to be driving around with those?
All right, boys. Get after it.
It's Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet. On the mark, powered by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. This truck's for you. Just to make sure I wanted to get this out of the way. Mikhail Polk. That's number 15 for the Argos that was giving the business to Dion.
Oh, it was Polk. Okay.
Polk was going like, come on, man.
Interesting, because Polk just came back too. He had some NFL tryouts, so he was fresh back. So good awareness.
Pillman Texan, thanks for the 3 years. Wow, that went fast. Thanks. Congrats. This one came in a little bit earlier. Also, and we all know attendance numbers are inflated. It's not actual bums in the seat. Hacksaw Texan, double K. Did Trump come up with those numbers for attendance in Calgary? I was there. No chance. East side was 2/3 full at best, and there were tarped off sections on both sides. So again, 27,764 announced. We've seen many games here where whatever the attendance is announced, it's not what it actually is.
But the eye test, we watched it on TV, and my eyes told me it looked pretty poppin'.
Yeah, I talked to some people in Regina. Said pretty well packed, pretty well. So I don't know the numbers for the crowds besides the Snoop Dogg concert. That's the number one attended game this year. But that one in Saskatchewan, 34,243, got to be up there 2 or 3.
The benchmark is for me Winnipeg. Winnipeg is selling out regular season games left and right. Like,
okay, but their capacity isn't 34, is it?
No, it's not 30. It's
I'm just saying for
high 20s. Yeah. High 20s. But that place is busting at the seams. Like, I got a lot of people around there still, and there was this place called the Rum Hut, and that was there at the old Canada Inns, and it's a nice little vibe over there. Right now, that's like the place to be. Like, if you're not out there standing around the Rum Hut, and sure, you might not be fixated on the game the entire game, but it is a vibe, and like, it's the who's that are going, and you want to be there.
I'm not saying I thought about this a lot yesterday, but this comes in from Iron. I know Eddie Steele's not a fan of Trey Ford, but should a backup not go in when the starter is garbage? Well, I wouldn't say that Cody Fajardo was garbage yesterday. He was under immense, relentless pressure all game long. But to the texter's question, because we saw this before, earlier, Cody Fajardo went in for a couple of series when Trey was hot. How much do you think a coach like Mark Killam would have thought about that? Just something maybe in the fourth quarter.
I thought about it, Kevin. Full disclosure. I thought, Cody was being chased around. There was a couple of times where I thought, oh, man, I bet Trey probably could have got out of that. Yeah. But we're talking about escaping pressure. We're not talking about running the offense. And I don't dislike Trey. That's not a me disliking Trey. It's just the game. And I've been on the sidelines and I've lost games. I've lost a lot of games and I've won a lot of games. And I know what leadership looks like. I know how leadership is supposed to carry the team and the players. And I just hadn't seen a ton of that from Trey. And we don't have, I've repeated this many a time, you don't have opportunities in a 18-game season to just throw away games to try and develop. You just don't have that window. It's not 82 games you're playing. You're not playing the Blue Jackets and some bottom feeder teams on a 5-game streak. You got to show up week in and week out, and it's very competitive. So there's a difference. You can't just afford to throw away games to develop. You can't do that in pro football.
Right. When we come back, we'll get to more of your text. Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele, Duke of Delburne, and Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440 and YouTube.
Mr. Rooter goes for a fall stroll.
Ah, the beauty of fall. These leaves are crunchier than that calcified shower head I replaced this morning. And the earthy yellow oranges and browns are as colorful as the wad of hair I pulled out of the shower drain.
Ugh, Mr. Rooter, can we talk about something else?
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you didn't like fall. You look about as sour as the sewer line I unclogged yesterday.
For a plumber you'll truly fall for, call Mr. Rooter.
The biggest game of the season, your Edmonton Elks Labor Day rematch with the Calgary Stampeders on Saturday, September 6th. It's the next gen game presented by National Bank. Kids get in free with a paid adult P5 ticket and tickets start at just $20. Score yours at goelks.com.
Reduce fine lines and wrinkles while strengthening your hair with BioSil. It's a clinically proven, Ishura-tested product that helps in the formation of collagen. Find BioSil now at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of every month.
When you have lifting and material handling needs, Northwest Crane delivers. Western Canada's Sandy dealer, backed by the industry's toughest one. 3 years, 3,000 hours, no compromises. They service all crane makes and models with skilled technicians and deep industry expertise. Alberta owned with locations in Leduc and Grand Prairie and fully equipped service trucks. Northwest Crane keeps your operation lifting. For more information on sales or service, visit northwestcrane.com or call today.
$1 plus tax for a smooth, small premium roast coffee at McDonald's? That means rich, full-bodied flavor at a price that's just as satisfying. Must be McCafe. Enjoy a small McCafe premium roast coffee for just $1 plus tax at participating McDonald's in Canada. Prices exclude delivery.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Edmonton sports fans stay informed with Sports 1440. Stream us. Listen to us on the AM dial. However you consume this radio station, thanks for listening.
If you're looking for the ultimate off-road adventure, you'll find it in a Jeep Wrangler. And if you're looking for the ultimate financing deal on a Wrangler, you'll find it at St. Albert Dodge. Right now, St. Albert Dodge is offering 0% financing for up to 72 months OAC on their full selection of 2025 Jeep Wranglers. And it's a great selection. Sport, Willys, Sahara, and Rubicon, plus all the new colors, all on the lot ready to go at 0%. Come see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
Canada, there's no mountain we can't climb. No challenge we can't conquer. We won't let any roadblock stand in our way. A detour simply means we'll find a new way to get where we're going. When faced with a U-turn, we'll do whatever it takes to make it to the finish line. We are a country built on tradition, a tradition of perseverance and strength. Race time. Are you ready?
The Amazing Race Canada, all new, Tuesday at 9 on CTV. Stream next day on Crave.
Just in time for the morning skate. This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440.
Welcome back to the big program, 824 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele with you on Sports 1440 and on YouTube, along with the Duke of Delburne and Josh Fenwick. Couple of other football notes that we didn't get to, and we'll get to the second one in a moment with the Duke. But I watched a little of that TCU North Carolina game last night, Eddie, after the Elks and Stampede. I mean,
just quit.
Yeah, that
He
was
needs to just
difficult to
quit.
watch.
He needs to quit, man.
So it's 48-14. Bill Belichick, of course, we're talking about. When he got hired, I said right away, so he's just keeping the chair warm for his son to take over, correct?
Had
Or
to.
what? I mean,
it has to be.
Does a guy look more disinterested to coach?
Oh,
And then,
man. And I'm seeing clips of his 24-year-old girlfriend on the sideline talking to him during the game. Like,
I don't know,
man, it's too much. It's too much. It's really tarnishing. I don't know if it's complete legacy, but just tarnishing the way I view him, the prestige and the regard that I would look at him with. It's just, he's not the same dude, man. He's wearing out his welcome.
there was an interview too. I mean, it's like he's that one, his most famous one is we're on to Cincinnati, or if you're gonna be like that, just get out of it. I agree with you, Eddie. I mean, you had an incredible run.
Yes.
You
were the best, looked at as the best coach ever.
The
Now
smartest guy.
Yeah. And now people are just laughing at you.
Yeah.
Like, do you not have that awareness? It's not about the money. And I know
Dallas has texted in and says, or he needs 10 million really bad. I don't, has he pissed all his money away? How?
I don't know, but he's literally looked at as a joke right now. Even just the way his girlfriend is parading him around, like, that's not Bill Belichick, like, not the Bill we knew all those years, those decades in the NFL.
Montana to Rice finally checks in. I'm glad you wore your best salmon shirt today. Okay, man, look at that, eh? Well, see, I thought this was sort of my eyes are a little bad. I thought it was San Francisco 49er colors. That's why I wore it. Not a chance. Tim says, congrats on year 3, boys. World class. And being now on YouTube, I can fully transition to a full-time 1440 listener. Appreciate it, Tim.
Oh, Timmy. Thanks, baby.
Otwell Okotoks Euler says, KK and Andy, what are your thoughts on the receiving core? I assume you're talking about the Elks. He goes, my thoughts, sizable drop-off compared to last year's core. Well, again, if you're going to be missing Curly Gittens Jr. as well as Stephen Dunbar Jr., that's not good.
Well, it's not good in terms of the overall core. Curly Gittens underperforming this year. He had a good game yesterday. Actually, I thought was one of his stronger games. He was really engaged. But up until that point, I think his best other output was 80 yards in a game. And for a guy who's making the kind of coin he's making, you got to be more productive. So there's more to be desired from him. Dunbar, I think, has been their best player. Arkell Smith, I like him. He's serviceable. He does his role.
Kayan Julian Grant has had some drops, but he's made some big catches.
He has,
as well.
yeah. But
so,
again,
consistency.
He has consistency, and not to poo-poo, but yeah, that's a very good point. This entire receiving core isn't anything scary. I'm not worried about them. They're not a spectacular unit, and you got Victor, and then who is the other cat from North Dakota State? He's been hurt. Matt, yes. Okay. So they got those two guys, but other than that, they're not a very big receiving core either.
Victor and Mathis are big.
They're extremely big, but the rest aren't very big.
It's funny. Now I wanted to get into the second football thing that we didn't talk about, and the Duke leaves the room to go to the washer. Golden Bears in Saskatchewan on Friday night. Duke went to the game.
Oh, he did.
Duke was at the game.
I don't even know what the score was.
28-20. Is that correct? I'd have to 28-20, I believe. But Duke took a picture. The whole other side packed.
Really?
Absolutely.
The hill?
Yeah, the hill packed.
Nice.
So the stands, and then to the right, like people sitting on the hill. So,
pardon the ignorance, and I'm sorry to all the U of A ballers out there. Did they beat U of S?
No, U of S won.
U of S won? Okay.
U of S won. So
it's a good battle.
It is a good battle. It's just so hard. And you were there. You know exactly. If you lose 1 or 2 games, you're going, oh, how do we come back here?
It's true.
And the playoffs are different than when you played too, right?
Yeah, they are.
You have more teams coming in.
Yeah.
And they had to do that because, it was just like, if you lose 1 or 2 in an 8-game schedule, you're pretty well toast.
It gets away from you quick. Yeah, it does.
B-Rad from Leduc texted in. He was at Costco on Saturday. Mr. Steele, get Zeus, Mr. Steele, to suit up. He looks game ready. So he must have bumped into you at the Costco on Saturday.
Got to say hi, B-Rad, next time. I was there first thing in the morning.
Really?
Yeah, at Leduc.
What kind of shirt were you wearing?
I might have had the guns out. What's a sleeve?
When haven't you?
What is
had
the
them out?
sleeve? Yeah, man. Next time anybody you see me out in the wild, man, come up and give me some love. It's all good. All good.
We got lots of people. Robbie, Dallas, Husk talking about Belichick's younger friend here.
Yeah. Hey, everybody's entitled to have their own love life, but man, that one interview when she was directing him what to say, that just it had me lose it for Bill. Like, there's a certain type of respect you look at a head coach with, and the best head coach in NFL history. But then when he's sitting there getting told how to talk, what to say by a 24-year-old, oh boy, it changes the way you look at a guy.
Jordan says, rumor has it Eddie was moving pallets without the forklift.
Oh man, chucking those things like nothing.
Duke, we brought up the second thing about the Bears in Saskatchewan Friday when you were at the game. So you were at the game Friday. I saw that picture. How many fans do you think were at that game, Duke?
A lot.
Yeah.
It was packed. That is easily the most people I've ever seen at Foot Field. Last year's home opener that you and I went to, Kevin, would have been close, but I do think there was even more over on the east side, kind of the hillside. Like it was down. You can kind of see where they obviously marked that don't sit below this level. It was full. It was packed, and it was a really good football game. Tough result for the Bears, but I think there should be a lot of encouraging signs for fans of that team and local product, because Stevenson Bone coming in, he is not shy. He's a bit of a gunslinger in the play calling side of things. Lots of going forward on third downs. They were down easily inside their own 20, might have even been own 15, and third and long, fake punt, and the punter scrambled all the way up to midfield for a first down. So aggressive play calling was really encouraging.
How'd the U of A D-line look, Duke? Could you tell? Putting you on the spot a little bit.
Yeah, no, the defense I thought still had quite a bit of room to improve and get better in that sense. I'll be frank, I was really focusing on the offensive because of Stevenson Bowen's impact. And the new running back, his name, I don't have it in front of me at the moment, of absolute burner. He's got some big shoes to fill with the departure of Matthew Peterson now in Winnipeg, but I think they've got another dandy in the backfield there to go with veteran quarterback Hetlinga.
Corey just texted in. Duke said the pass interference call against the Bears near the end was absolute crap.
Yeah, well, the Bears took a ton of penalties the whole game. That was kind of actually one of the stories of the game, is how penalized they were. And listen, some of them, sure, some of them, and then including that PI towards the end of the game, I think is worth a second look. But I don't know. I do think UBC Saskatchewan, was the better team on aggregate. But like I said, give me enough reason that next home game I will be back there for sure, because it's an exciting brand of football they're looking to play.
You just talking about the setting, the atmosphere at Foot Field there, all the fans, fellas, like I get chills talking, but just core memories, core nostalgia for me, just going back to my college days, man. The smells, the excitement, school's just starting, the parties around campus are just popping at this time of year. Just core memories, man.
For me, because that was the beat. That was my beat. And September, again, as you said, my beat was Golden Bears football and Golden Bears hockey. And you would go to practice at varsity, right? And then you could just go over to the Butterdome area and kind of walk through there. There was a little door that you could get to Claire Drake Arena, sort of kind of in there. You just wiggle around. Anyway, because you can go and talk to some hockey guys, and then the football, and then because Wilkie was coaching. And there's snuff everywhere. Down everywhere. But because we just sat on the bench for like 2 hours and talked.
And he was gracious with his time.
Well, he let all the coaches do the practice. Like he would sit down and he watched everything, but the coaches ran a lot of it, like his assistants and stuff like that.
That's good.
Yeah, man. Those really. And again, it's just a nice fall day. And this is 20.
The leaves are starting to go.
It's 27 years ago. So back then a guy was probably watching some of the students come back. What I'm talking about.
Oh,
Eddie.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
What are you laughing at, Duke?
Duke's laughing like that's not the reason he went.
You were exactly the same way.
I will be totally forthright and honest. It was a halftime of the game, and I went back for another beer, green and gold lager. No seat change for the football game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was just the traditional Big Rock. So I was I totally hyped myself up for a Prairie Fairy. But hey, the green and gold lagers were excellent. But at halftime, I sent a message to a couple of buddies in a group chat and was like, "Hey, anybody interested in re-enrolling at the U of A with me?" And it's what Dazed and Confused, right? Is it McConaughey, right?
Yeah.
No matter how old you get, first-year university students, they stay the same age.
Well, Don Horwood, when he was one of the best interviews I've ever done in 35 years here in broadcasting, the former Golden Bears basketball coach. And like it was a question similar to what Duke just answered. And he said, as long as you don't look in the mirror. That's what he said. As long as you don't look in the mirror, the players stay the same age all the time. Right? You can have a first-year guy that's there for 4 or 5 years. You bring in another guy.
Right back.
Those are the lenses you're looking through.
Yeah.
Just don't look in the mirror.
Yeah. I like it. How big is U of A roughly? Student population.
I think it's like well, when I went there, I'm pretty sure it was about 30,000 students, and I think that might be just be undergrads. I don't know if that includes
good size, man.
Post-grad work and doctoral candidates or anything, but I think it was about 30,000 undergrads.
Yeah, U of M was 40 to 45. Big schools, man.
How about this, Rowdy Roddy? Not saying anything about the black shirt and pink tie. Rowdy Roddy looking good on YouTube. KK looks like the California kid from Rowdy Roddy. Might as well give Montana to Rice's obligatory cutting me down for my education. Well, we know that you didn't have a chance to attend the U of A because you probably need more than your grade 10 to get in.
Hey, there was no hope for me to U of A either. I went to U of M because the lowest GPA to get in the country. C's get degrees.
When we come back, we'll go in or out with Eddie Steele. It's Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne and Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440 and live on YouTube. Want some good news? St. Albert Dodge is holding the biggest sale of the year on their in-stock Ram 1500 Sports. Every single one on the lot is discounted by a whopping $14,000. Yeah, 14 grand. And St. Albert Dodge has the best selection in Alberta. Over 90 Ram 1500 Sports to choose from with great packages, including the Night Edition and GT models, all $14,000 off the ticket price. Get down there and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
I'm a little hungry.
I've got booster balls from Booster Juice.
Booster what now?
Booster balls. They're little protein bites packed with nutrients, chewy, crunchy, yummy, and new flavors all the time. Like this little guy, the new mint chocolate booster ball, peppermint cocoa, coconut, peanut butter, maple syrup, all rolled up into a delightful little bite-sized snack.
Why am I just hearing about this now?
I don't know.
Can I have one?
No.
Booster Juice, Canadian born, blending since 1999. Reduce fine lines and wrinkles while strengthening your hair with BioSil. It's a clinically proven, Ishura-tested product that helps in the formation of collagen. Find BioSil now at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of every month.
Blue Jays fans, this weekend and every weekend.
You can catch Toronto Blue Jays ball games
right here on Sports 1440. Ben Schulman provides the play-by-play. You provide the chips and beer. Check out the Blue Jays this weekend on Edmonton's home for sports. Sports 1440.
Listen up, because you're not going to want to miss this. Right now is your chance to get in on Play Alberta's biggest offer ever. For a limited time only, new players can get up to a $1,000 casino bonus when they sign up. There's never been a better time to join the fun. Visit playalberta.ca today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
What's your vision for your community? At Vision Credit Union, ours is a thriving rural Alberta where kids have team jerseys, firefighters have the gear they need, and community kitchen fridges stay full. It's why we give back millions every year through grants, donations, sponsorships, and profit shares. Because when your community succeeds, we all do. Bank somewhere with Vision. Vision Credit Union. We see banking differently. Learn more at visioncu.ca.
It's road trip season, and that means loading up on the road trip essentials like snacks, tunes, and Hondas. Sherwood Honda has fuel-efficient, dependable SUVs, hybrids, crossovers, and more to take you up, down, and all around this province and beyond. Travel in comfort and safety, going where you want to go, when you want to go, stopping to see whatever catches your imagination on the way. Summer road trips make memories that sure would last. Start yours off right at Sherwood Honda.
and Karius Show, breaking down Edmonton's favorite teams, even though his favorite Junior A hockey team is the Yorkton Terriers. Thanks for checking in with Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 8:40 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick with you on Sports 1440 and on YouTube. Just give her a old click, subscribe, and you're riding shotgun with us video-wise all morning and all day long here on Sports 1440. I ran into a guy named Mike from Camrose. I ran into him in Battleford a couple weeks ago. His boy plays for the Regina Rams, so he was driving there. He goes every weekend.
Nice.
Anyway, he said some guy named Marshall Erickson had 4 rushing touchdowns for Regina. A win over Calgary on Friday night, I guess. So, he was on his way. He goes every weekend. So I saw him at the gas station, and he goes, "Hey, I'm going to watch my boy play."
I like that, man.
Yeah,
That's sweet.
That's that's commitment. You
for sure, man. That's what it's about.
Yeah. So I said, well, you must go to Calgary. Well, Calgary here. He sees those 2 games. Every game in Regina. I don't know if he goes out to UBC or Winnipeg or anything, but
yeah, that's neat.
Yeah.
I know if my boy was playing or my daughter, whatever
Yeah.
she's doing, that's the kind of parent I am too.
Yeah.
Not trying to live through them, but I'm all about that, man.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Time now for Are You In or Out?
Okay, you know what? Moving too fast. Bottom line, are you in or you out?
In or out of what?
No time for questions, just action. In or out?
Well, then I'm out.
I'm sorry, Jet. Actually, you're already in.
Are you in or are you out?
On Sports 1440.
I thought you would go, I'm in, Bob. We would have had a really cool moment, but you kind of ruined the whole thing.
All right, Duke. Butterbuck.
Edmonton Elks losers last night, 28-17. Calgary in the hands of the Stampeders pulling positive out of the game. Is the continued improvement of the leading goal.
Oh yeah, thoroughly in. Yeah, I am thoroughly in on this, Duke. I mean, this green and gold defense was Swiss cheese, to say the least, early in the year. We'll say it was as soft as cottage cheese. It was bad. They were allowing 34.5 points per game through the first 6 weeks. And they have brought that down to under 30, which is a lot of heavy lifting to bring those points down that way. So they've been holding teams to the low 20s. Of course, Calgary 28 yesterday, but the defense has come around. Vernon Adams, 13 of 23, 162 passing yards. Dedrick Mills, 17 for 106, which is a lot. You're letting up 106, but on 17 carries, that's still reasonable. And it's not like he was just breaking their back with big runs. So as a whole, yeah, the defense is improving.
I'm going to be in as well. The defense gave up 21 points, 7 on the special teams punt return by Eric Brooks. Now, it seems like every team is going to score 1 touchdown on a quarterback sneak at the 1 yard line, right? It's just a given.
Yeah.
That happens every game. So take that out of the mix here. And that was Quincy Vaughn, backup quarterback. That was a 1.5 yard plunge. So take that out of the mix.
Good point.
The only thing that you're looking at that you gave up touchdown wise was the catch to Dominique Rhymes in the end zone, a little bit behind coverage. But other than that, your defense didn't give up a whole hell of a lot.
Well said.
So I just look at it in the sense that the defense gave them every opportunity to win last night.
If you're holding a team to 10 points at half, man, you're in that thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, yeah, it was 13-4.
Or sorry, 13.
Yeah,
but I was thinking before the old,
the
field goal.
Yeah. That was a 5-point swing.
Yeah. And those are big points. Those are points in a game like this where it's so hard to win in Calgary. I knew that was going to be a very important factor in the game.
Exactly.
And on the other side of the ball, offensively, we've talked about a little bit already this morning, the pressure that Cody Fajardo was under throughout the game. But even at the start, and you alluded to this previously too, he just did not look himself. He's earned the reputation throughout his career, and especially this season with the Elks, of the pinpoint accuracy, always putting the ball in the spot for his guys to go get it. That really wasn't the case throughout the game, and you can attribute some of, if not a lot of it, to the pressure he was under. But I wanted your guys' thoughts also on the play calling offensively that we continue to see from Jordan Maksimic and how he is utilizing his offensive weapons. We're past the midway point of the season, and I continue to scratch my head a lot. And I'm no football mind, like, do not get me wrong, but even as the casual football guy sitting at home or in the press box watching it, I often say, like, why did you run that play there?
Still too conservative.
Yes, just not as dynamic. It felt like they were so much more when he was the OC of BC last year. It felt like their offense was way more dynamic under him. I know personnel and all that's different, but the calling is kind of vanilla.
There was a call again. When was it? It was at the tail end of the half, which was, I think it was a second and two, and it was just a straight handoff to Rankin, and he got stuffed, and they had to punt. That was one play where, I don't know, you can do, there's so many options. You could do an RPO, you can roll out, you can do whatever, you just get that defense of Calgary's moving.
You're absolutely
especially
right.
on just second and two. I get it when it's second and 9 or whatever.
Open it up, get creative.
Something, yeah.
Right? Get some misdirection. There was one play where the receiver came across, buzzed across the line of scrimmage, faked the handoff, and Cody dumped it to the receiver, which is the obvious play. But it was covered by two guys. One guy had outside leverage, and one guy was just chasing in man coverage for Calgary. And Cody still dumped it. It's just, guys, we got to get a little more creative than this. It was so obvious and telegraphed.
Despite the loss in the game, which I do think, if not all of us, the vast majority of us did expect an L on the card down in Calgary. If the Elks can flip the script and get victory on home turf during Saturday's rematch, that still salvages this total set of the Classic and the rematch as a win for the Double E.
Yeah, I'll probably go in as well here, Duke. Only, again, sweeping this home and home is so hard to do. You can get a split, you're still in it. So, and Eddie just said it, and I think a lot of our texters this morning, same thing. Not a lot of people expected Edmonton to go into Calgary and win this game, but your expectations are a little bit better when it comes back to the rematch here. Well, the spread was what, 7.5? I'm saying it'd probably go at what, 3.5, 4.5. Calgary's still going to be favored going into this one, but it's going to be something like 3.5, 4.5, I would say.
I currently have it at, there's no line for it yet. My bad.
So,
yeah, you win this, and that's a big win. That's a big win. Calgary's a good team.
And not only that, because after that game, then you got 2 games against Eastern teams. You got Toronto and you got Hamilton.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a situation where you got to.
It's favorable.
It is.
It's favorable.
But again, Toronto's coming on. They're putting, like, Toronto's offense is rolling probably better than anyone's right now.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Nick Arbuckle, man. Lighten up the
Fatty
league.
Arbuckle.
Fatty Nick.
Arbuckle.
4.5 points currently.
4.5?
Calgary
Oh,
favored for Saturday's game.
We don't need
Johnny Avello.
Johnny on later.
Yeah, but you might as well take over his gig as
What are you dusting off over there?
director of sport and ops. South of the border, we're going to wrap up our NFL previews this week, hopefully with a couple stops in the AFC East. One of the most intriguing teams across the National Football League, the New England Patriots. I am pegging as the most improved team in regards to wins in the AFC this season.
Really? Well,
4-13 last year.
You want to go ahead? Go ahead, Eddie. If
Most improved team?
Is it all just AFC or
Just for the AFC?
Okay.
Because I'll be honest, I think the Niners are an easy answer at 6. They had 6 wins last year, and I think they can easily win that division at maybe 11 or 12, maybe even 13 wins. So that's like, that one's a little too obvious for me. So in the AFC, I'm going to go with the Patriots.
Don't have their record in front of me from last year, but I'm going to say the Cincinnati Bengals. They're not going to come out slow.
They still won 9 games.
9-8.
I think they'll be better, though. I think they'll be better.
But, like, what
So
are they
if they
going to
go
win 3
12.
more games?
Yeah, 12.
You think the Patriots aren't going to win more than 7 games?
I
think the
know.
Patriots can be a 9-8 team.
You think they can? I do. I honestly, though, with that being said, I do like what Vrabel's cooking up, man. I think he's going to be a heck of a head coach for New England. But no, my answer is going to be Cincy.
You know, I'm going to just go off and not agree with you, Duke. And I'm just going to say, dare I say it? Dare I say it?
Do it.
I'm going to just, because both were 4-win teams last year, I'm going to say Jacksonville. Somehow, because you got the easier division to win in that division, that they could increase to What'd you say? You think that
I think
New
the
England's
Patriots
9-8?
are a 9-8 team. Yeah.
That's a lot of wins.
And I'll be honest, Kevin, I think the Jags are probably right there as well.
Yeah.
I think they're an 8 or 9 or a 9-8 team.
I'll say the Jags, and I don't think it's going to be close. I don't know. I could see New England at 8-9 and the Jags at 8-9.
Jags, huh? There you have it, Duke. He just said Travis Hunter, offense and defensive rookie of the year.
Wow, could you
He
imagine?
just said it.
Sure.
Those are some odds I'd be interested in checking out to put them together to win both. Obviously, never, at least to my knowledge, never been done previously. And as we wrap this final weekend without NFL football, great slate of college games we had this weekend, some dandies in the CFL as well. But, after this, no more NFL football list weekends until February. Super Bowl 60 in San Francisco will be played between my Houston Texans and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
That's a wild one.
The lowest viewed Super Bowl in history.
That's a wild one. Dude. Obviously out, I think.
What?
Yes, way out, Duke.
But this is what my model predicts.
Your model predicts that. Your model also predicted a bunch of wins for San Fran.
Yeah, 13 actually.
Yeah. I don't see it happening.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm saying, and this is crazy, but the winner of the Super Bowl this year will be one of the two teams, either the Baltimore Ravens or the Pittsburgh Steelers, led by Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, come on!
I'm
Eddie.
saying it, fellas.
Come on.
I'm not a Rodgers fanboy, but man, they could put something together now in Pittsburgh. They really could. Good defense.
Come on.
Hey, Eddie, guess what the model predicts the Steelers record will be?
What?
9-8.
Just around 500, like they've been for the last.
And I'll be honest,
20. You mean?
I think the Steelers go 9-8, miss the final wild card spot, and it's finally the end of Mike Tomlin in Steel City. That's my bold prediction, or one of my bold predictions this year. I don't even know how bold it is.
I don't even have the Bucks winning the NFC South, Duke. So
yeah, you're on the Falcons. The Falcons stink.
Come on, that's easy money, Kevin.
Well, no, there was a question. What team in whatever division do you think that can unseed the division champion from a year ago?
I remember that
Duke
one.
had Denver.
Yeah,
and I said, well, I'll just take Atlanta because of the division again. It's just, again, if Atlanta can win this first game of the year coming up this Sunday over Tampa, if they win that game, bang.
Is it in Tampa?
It's in Atlanta. I hope it's
The
about
Bucks
48 to 45, though.
Infinitely better team top to bottom.
They have such a good
than the
offense, too.
Falcons are. I don't even know where you come up with that notion, Kevin.
Well,
I think the Panthers will finish second in that division before the Falcons do.
Okay, come on, stop it.
This is Bryce Young's coming out party this season.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
Finally, wrapping it up today and moving forward, Kevin Karius Show, 7 to 11 on YouTube. Search the page Sports 1440 AM. Subscribe, turn on notifications, like all that jazz, and all the programs on Sports 1440 you can find there now from 7 to 6 p.m. Let's take a trip down memory lane, and this might not necessarily be in Kevin's wheelhouse because of his ineptitude with technology, but the best OG original, going back to the infancy of YouTube, viral video. It's the Alabama leprechaun sighting.
I got no sniff.
What?
Well, I just punched it up right now, Duke. There's a guy. Well, I don't have the volume up anyway. So they got cameras that are just pointing at the sky or something. And then there's some sketch. Oh, man. This is awful, Eddie. I've never heard of this either before. What year is this, Duke? Do you know?
Oh, I don't know, like early 2000s.
Like 07?
I'm trying to see if I get a date on it.
05?
It says there's not a lot of comments on it either. I don't know. I don't even know.
I can't believe you've never even. I thought, Eddie, you would know this.
I've never heard of this.
I'm seeing March 17th, 2006.
So
Leprechaun in Mobile, Alabama.
I'm gonna look it up after.
Because then it's like there's a sketch. It's like, this is what it looked like, and it is.
Yeah, it's like a grade 2 sketch.
It's like
a
6-year-old drew it.
Yeah.
It is so funny. And all these people gathered around and they want to find the leprechaun to take his gold. It is pure comedy.
Is it as funny as
a master troll?
Is it as funny, Duke, as the weatherman from out in Nova Scotia or whatever his name is?
What's that?
You don't know the guy with some special needs who does the weather? Oh, it's hilarious.
Close second for this for me was the Boom Goes the Dynamite sportscaster guy.
Everyone knows that one.
Yeah. That one was also very, very high on my list of like, we're going back to you first get YouTube or you first find it on for me, it was at school because we had dial-up internet at the farm. So YouTube was not on the radar. I can't. I have to show this.
I'm going to have to look it up.
It is so.
I'm sure right now, SKS, or he's in no. Well, Eddie, you're always on your phone finding stuff.
So which, like, if you rewind Eddie back, like you would have been in the early 2000s, what, going to school?
Yeah, I would have been just starting U of M.
Any jump out for you? Like, what was the funny YouTube that you had to send to all your friends and everybody was watching?
Oh man, Duke, that is so many years ago. So many football hits, so many nights.
Charlie Bit My Finger. That's a classic.
Okay, I know that one. Yeah.
Don't
That's
know.
the two little kids. Yeah.
David After Dentist, Evolution of Dance. These are ones that stand out. I have a whole list of them here. It's from Time Magazine. Some of them I'm not familiar with just by the name, but so as soon as you read the title, it's like, oh yeah, I remember that.
You and I were just doing different things in 06. You were looking at YouTube and I was looking
I still had a flip phone, man.
Yeah, I think everybody did.
No. I had it like up until just recently.
Yeah, that was this. Yeah, that's the phone you had in 06. You still had up until
you never
2
got on
years
the
ago.
BlackBerry, Kevin.
3 years.
Scott
Never had
says
a
the
Berry?
weather guy is Frankie McDonald.
Yes, he's good. He's good. Yes, that's it, Frankie. He's funny. He's a legend. You got to look him up too, KK.
Someone's got Tiger says it's got to be Lazy Sunday by Andy Samberg.
That's a really good one. That was like the original Lonely Island on Saturday Night Live. Lazy Sunday was very good.
Tim says just watch the music video for Pork and Beans by Weezer. It has every early YouTube reference in it. Glazier Brent, I'm 27. Never heard of this Alabama leprechaun.
I can't believe this. Everybody that texts and say they've never heard of it, I'm sending them the link to it.
Yeah, well,
so they can watch it.
MTR said he's never heard of it. If he hasn't heard of it, who has? So apparently the bet for the Niners was 11.5, Duke. That's what he's saying.
Okay.
So 12 wins. So
all of a sudden, he looks like you've got problems because I'm predicting 13.
Your predictor.
It's what the model tells us. It's very scientific.
I don't see
It'll
it.
be interesting, man. Here we go. Another season.
Oh man.
Here we go.
What about Thursday's game? Because we'll bust that down on Friday. What do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think that the Cowboys will still be like in Micah Parsons? So
No.
man, they won't. They'll move on. You think already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cowboys are going to finish last in the division.
You think?
Yeah.
You think it'll get dominated on Thursday?
Yeah, for sure.
I don't. I think Dak Prescott will have at least 350.
Really?
Yeah,
I think the Cowboys
he'll open it up.
And 3 picks.
to me, the Cowboys will be in a lot of games because their offense is still good enough. A lot of question marks still at the running back position. Like they drafted Jaden Blue. Javonte Williams is good when he can stay healthy. But I think the defense has some real problems on it now without Parsons.
But Duke, they're going to now be able to stop the run.
Yeah, could
right, without Micah Parsons.
Can you imagine if they run the ball at Clark every down?
Every down. Oh, buddy.
And Jerry Jones is going to be sitting up there and then
Just melted down.
Watch every play. Saquon Barkley going around Clark and Jerry
and talking about like pop culture references and stuff. The like when Jerry said, he's like, yeah, those picks, they could be anything. We could use them to get another player, another Pro Bowl style player. And it's just like the Family Guy, but it's like, think about it. It could be anything. It could even be Micah Parsons.
It's funny.
So Eddie, I know the whole world knows that you're all dolled up today with your beautiful pink tie, black shirt.
What are they? People
They're
chirping?
This is beautiful.
Chirping me or what?
No.
Just you.
No,
It's
comments,
just you chirping
all the
me.
comments have been great except for Spec.
And you.
Mine was okay.
Yeah, you weren't very kind this morning.
Yeah, but
I sense a tad bit of jealousy with how I tie my ties. That's what you never were able to rock. You're not a huge guy,
so
you can't rock the power tie like me. So I get it, man. I get it.
If you want to get into a tie knot contest, I'm ready to go.
Also,
now, let me just throw this at you,
okay?
Because there was a guy. Remember Dan O'Toole when he?
I remember Danny.
Yeah, so Dan would
Dan
go
and
on.
Jay?
Yeah. Well, he was on the desk with Dutchie one time, and Dutchie. This is one of the best all time. I don't know if we could ever find this. And they like Dutchie, because O'Toole used to wear a big knot And Dutchie said something to the effect like, "Oh boy, that tie knot's going to come and get me, isn't it?" That thing is coming to get me.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Hey, KK, I was noticing though, as you were leaned up looking at your laptop, the guns were out. The shirt was kind of tight against the arms.
You enjoyed that?
No, you got a lot of work to do, buddy.
Well, I'm going to get back into some, how about more detailed?
Well, you got my number, man. Just
Detailed physical activity.
let me know.
Starting September. I started yesterday. September 1. I did.
What'd you do yesterday?
I'm not telling you what.
That's what I thought.
Anyway, but September, because I had a good summer.
You got 10 push-ups in you? Could you do 10 right now?
Listen, I got things to do right now.
No, but could you do 10
Probably
push-ups
I can
right
do 10.
now?
Listen, I'm not like you how come you're not doing the push-ups on the desk now that you were on YouTube? Remember you were doing it all
Well,
on
you
the
know,
desk?
I was worried about being on YouTube now because it's my witching hour and I got to get going. So people will be able to see me scramble.
I never thought of that. Yeah. Well, they'll see when you come back into the studio after a 20-minute delay. Good stuff, Eddie. As always, great insight. We'll see you on Friday. We'll be previewing the Saturday game. We'll be busting down the Thursday night NFL game. So
it's a great time of the year, man.
And you're looking good. I mean, I'm being 100% serious. The tie knot today, I give it a 7.5 out of 10.
Jeez, that's it.
Yeah.
Eh?
Well, dimples on the side. Well, it's a double Windsor, but the dimples on the side. It's got to be in the middle.
I only can rock the double.
Well,
yeah, it is all you should. I see
Listen.
guys. One thing, and we talked about this, KK. I know we got to go, but
you want me to tie the knot?
You see
when
guys on TV and their ties are all
I
jacked.
know.
I'm thinking, like, guys,
It's terrible.
terrible.
I haven't tied a tie in 2 years. Well, except for the one day, 2 years, and I bet I can whiz this off in like 10 seconds. You want me to try it? And give it?
Speaking of whiz, see you later.
So thanks, Eddie. Take care, man. Coming up in the 9 o'clock hour, we're going to change gears a little bit and go with Johnny Avello from DraftKings. Also, Mark Sheldon from MajorLeagueBaseball.com, MLB.com covers the Cincinnati Reds. It's Barrios versus Nick Lodolo tonight. Jay's got to get back to their winning ways because the Yankees and the Red Sox are coming in the American League East. Before all that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Nectar.io. Transforming field data into boardroom insights, Nectar.io is the all-in-one solution for your fleet, safety, time tracking, and materials management needs. Nectar.io, your business made better. Here is the Duke.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Labor Day Classics yesterday in the CFL. Edmonton Elks falling to the Stampeders down in Calgary, 28-7, the final. And out in Hamilton, the Argonauts win in a wild finish, 35-33 over the Tiger Cats. Full set of games in the majors yesterday, including the Blue Jays opening a set in Cincinnati. They drop it 5-4 at the hands of the Reds. Elsewhere, Red Sox beating the Guardians 6-4. Tigers losing to the Mets 10-8. Cubbies falling to the Braves 6-7. And the Mariners, they lose in Tampa Bay 10-2. From the U.S. Open yesterday, Canadian Felix Auger-Aliassime winner in straight sets over number 15 seeded Alex Rublev to advance through to the quarterfinals. And coming up today at 2 o'clock, Leila Annie Fernandez in women's doubles paired with Venus Williams will be in action in the quarterfinals as well. Coming up in hour 3 of the Kevin Karius Show, we'll be joined by DraftKings head of sports and race operations, Johnny Avello. I'm Brandon Douglas, Center Sports 1440 Update.
This is Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
How's your summer so far? Are you zipping around in your new truck from Wolf GMC Buick? If not, you should be. GMC employee pricing continues through August on our entire 2025 GMC Sierras, including the Sierra HD lineup. But just August. Who knows what September brings? Costco members save an additional $1,200 on our 2025 Buick lineup and all our new GMC Terrain. We're here for a good time, not forever. Buy the new reliable vehicle and treat yourself. Employee pricing, 0% financing at Wolf GMC Buick.
$1 plus tax for a smooth, small premium roast coffee at McDonald's? That means rich, full-bodied flavor at a price that's just as satisfying. Must be McCafe. Enjoy a small McCafe premium roast coffee for just $1 plus tax at participating McDonald's in Canada. Prices exclude delivery.
You wanted local sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9, check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
Farm, ranch, acreage, or lake lot. They're here to help at Bashaw Concrete Products. Family owned and operated for 60 years. They continue to provide the best products and service, period. Call now for your free quote on the highest quality ready mix and gravel, a new septic tank, or an outhouse pad and tank, plus precast cattle water pads, garage sumps, and more. Call 780-372-3854 for prompt delivery. Bashaw Concrete Products, 780-372-3854. BashawConcrete.com.
It takes grit. It takes heart. It's the legendary Canadian Finals Rodeo, powered by ATV. From October 1st to 4th in Edmonton, the nation's best go head-to-head in a battle of pure willpower. Witness the raw strength and adrenaline at Rogers Place. Plus, soak up the Western lifestyle at the Canadian Country Expo, with free admission and shuttles running between the expo and the arena. This is more than a rodeo. It's a showdown. Get your tickets now at CFR.ca.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 9:06 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick with you on a Tuesday morning. Hope everyone had a great long weekend. Once again, we're on YouTube today, starting all the programs right here on Sports 1440. We know that Greg's has had his show on YouTube, basically since the inception here. And hey, thanks everyone for all the fabulous texts sliding in to, wish us the best here in year number 3. It's been 2 years, and sometimes it seems like we were talking earlier that the time just has flown by in the last 2 years. I think for me, it really has, in the sense that, this was a new venture for me, being in television for so many years, and to do something way different where, a 4-hour program. And I'm glad that the Duke has been, by my side since day one, and I think we've had a lot of fun here. So text 833-401-1440. Coming up in the 9 o'clock hour, we got Johnny Avello from DraftKings, and then in the 10 o'clock hour, Mark Sheldon from MLB.com covers the Cincinnati Reds, and then also at 10:20, Connor Halley from Fantasy Frenzy, and the Jason Greger Show will be with us as usual. Hit early, I guess. Sometimes it's Monday, sometimes now it's Tuesday with the long weekend. That's the way she goes. 9:08 in Edmonton. Keep those texts rolling in. Really appreciate it. 833-401-1440. The Elks lose 28-7 in Calgary in front of 27,764 announced attendance. The big play was Eric Brooks, the 86-yard punt return. That's the difference in the game where things shifted. It went momentum-wise from the game where it was pretty darn close. We talked about the score going into halftime, even in the sense where it could have been quite easily 10-7. Pardon me, 10-6, because they did pick up the single. It could have been 10-6, and by all rights, it should have been 10-6. Instead, you missed the field goal. That's a one-pointer, obviously, and Calgary gets a late field goal. So now it's 13-4. Little different. You're still in the game. And I don't know if people heard Mark Killam's, interview at halftime. He just said, we were there. We're a pass interference play from them not getting that field goal. You're going to miss a field goal here and there. Vinny Blanchard missed that one, but that happens. But it was a situation where, at that point of the game, you got to be able to close things out.
to get to the half and not give up another field goal. In the third quarter, I mean, then the difference is the Eric Brooks 86-yard punt return, but the Stamps had just absolutely relentless pressure on Cody Fajardo. 4 sacks, but man, there were so many that were maybe they didn't constitute a sack because he got back to the line of scrimmage or whatever, maybe a yard over the line of scrimmage. So he was banged up. He even got, that last hit that he took, they were trying to get a touchdown to make it a little more respectable with about a minute and some left. He took a pretty good shot there too, and he was sort of grabbing his arm and something else when he was down on the turf. 833-401-1440. Come on, Tiger. Kelvin. Hey, Kelvin, I have to ask, am I the only texter that you said I'll read his text, but I don't like him? Tiger, I've never not said I'd like. Tiger, you're one of our faithful listeners. Come on, man. We're 2 years together already. 2 years. Jays. Everyone thought that the Jays had that game last night. I'm sure after when Bo Bichette hit that home run, and that made it 3-2. Dalton Varsho follows it up with a home run, so they go back-to-back. It's 4-2 going to the ninth. Bring in Nance. Couldn't get the job done. Little, they catch a break, really, on Little's. Gave up the double to right field, gets caught in the padding there. So still, at that point, 4-3. But it's a cheesy hit to allow 2 runs through a drawn-in infield, just past Bichette short. I mean, if he's a half step over, he makes that play. It's going to be tough. Again, coming up today, we got Lodolo and Jose Barrios. The Jays will have, they play one more game in Cincinnati, then they got the day off before it is a massive series with the New York Yankees. Starts Friday in New York. Looks like the Jays rotation will look like Gausman, Scherzer, and Bassett. Now, having said that, I don't know if you maybe saw the middle part of that game. Chris Bassett looked like I don't know if it was a blister or just a small little cut, but he was leaking a tiny, tiny little bit. However, he kept going back out. I mean, he pitched a whale of a game yesterday. But it's looking like Gausman, Scherzer, Bassett, because we've got Barrios and Shane Bieber to wrap up the series in Cincinnati. It's Lodolo and Littell for the Reds. The Rig says, so why would they not put Ford in? At least he has some escapability. Yeah. Well, we discussed that, Rig, with Eddie, and Eddie thought about it. I said I thought about it a couple of times. And it is escapability. That is what he can do. But at that point, I mean, they're still in the football game here. Fajardo was just getting murdered, though. What are you going to call? Are you going to call basically quarterback runs? What are you going to draw? Are you going to have RPOs? I think when you're looking at how you're reading defenses and reading coverage and reading pressure, I mean, I don't think anyone would say that Trey Ford's ahead of Cody Fajardo in that sense. I think you'd be nuts to say that. So I still think that, there's no denying that the coaching staff believes Fajardo is the guy, hands down, and it has been his team for the last, month and some. 3 straight wins will do that. Can't say this enough. They haven't beat a team from the West, though. Calgary 6-0. 6-0 against the West Division. Elks are 0-5. Duke, anything else catch your eye on the weekend? Like, did you watch? I saw a little bit of the Felix tennis. I was impressed. He's playing well right now.
Very well. Yeah, you have to admire him, and like he's taken down obviously some pretty substantial names. Another tough test coming up now in the quarterfinals. But I'll be honest, Kev, my weekend was largely a college football focused, going back all the way to Friday night, and then throughout the day Saturday. The big game, Ohio State and Texas, I thought was a little bit of a letdown. And these are 2 really good teams with 2 stout defenses. That I thought was evident. Both teams with new quarterbacks, of course. Arch Manning played terribly. Say what you want about the strength of OSU's defense and how they were all over the field. Like, Arch Manning was not good. Do I expect him to be that bad moving forward? No, I don't think so. But everything from like FSU beating Alabama, LSU topping Clemson, there were a bunch of really good games. And I had it in the show's opener today, one of the clips from that FSU game of which Bob Wishijan was on the call. And this goes back to last year's playoffs. We talked about a lot. He is far and away my favorite play-by-play guy south of the border right now, calling whatever sport it is. His voice just like this was the first weekend of the year, and on the punt return, that FSU scored, or sorry, FSU. That was the South Carolina game. I think I might be mixing some up. But besides the point, it just makes you feel like it's for the national championship. And it had me on the edge of my couch.
And I saw Lee Corso, his last show.
Yeah.
They said it was the highest rated one, right?
It was awesome. We were actually watching it right here in studio because it was at the end of the Saturday Sports Setup, approaching 10 o'clock on Saturday when he made his final pick. And they had a bunch of great videos put together, right? Kind of like his history in the game, and obviously being so involved in college football as a coach, and then into the analyst work. And every team, so he went undefeated on his final weekend of picks, 6-0, I think. And also every school he previously coached at won this weekend as well. So pretty tough to write a better script than that for his final day at the desk.
91.
As how old he is?
Yeah, I think so.
Something like that. It's crazy.
Still, like, he's so sharp. I mean, the other thing I saw posted, I'm not 100% sure on this, Duke. You might have to correct me. Someone saying that will the ACC finally get some respect that it deserves over the SEC?
No. It's still not close. I mean,
is that just because? Well, I don't know where I saw it. I can't remember. And obviously, it's a guy that
it's probably exclusively because FSU beat Alabama.
That's
and I think the real takeaway from that is that Alabama is no longer like just automatically put them in as a top 5 team or better.
Duke, at least they got that leprechaun.
At least they have the leprechaun. I don't know how far away Mobile is from Tuscaloosa, if there was maybe any crossover there, but anybody that I sent that link to,
I don't
follow back up and say, let me know if you thought it was funny, because to me it is comedy gold.
Oh, that's beautiful. When we come back, we'll check in with Johnny Avello from DraftKings. He's got some updated splits that were sent out from the Duke to myself, just to talk about where the Lions are. Super Bowl. I see the Lions. He's got Super Bowl winner splits. Lions, Eagles, Bills, Ravens, top 4. AFC and NFC. I don't see, Duke, I don't see your Houston Texans. Oh, there they are. Yeah. Plus 1,900. But I do not see, Duke, your NFC winner splits is
the Bucks.
They're not in there, are they?
What?
They're not in there.
Well, that's obviously another great value bet.
Yes. That's when we come back, Johnny Avello from DraftKings. It's the Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne and Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440 and on YouTube.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. It's the most wonderful time of year. Back to school. Let's be honest, we're all doing cartwheels. What great news. And while I'm at it, Northgate is having a back-to-school sale. That's right, August 22nd to September 2nd. 0% financing, employee pricing, savings up to 18 grand, school supplies for a year with every purchase. So why don't you drop the kids off at school and come celebrate with us? 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
Reduce fine lines and wrinkles while strengthening your hair with BioSil. It's a clinically proven, Ishura-tested product that helps in the formation of collagen. Find BioSil now at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of every month.
I'm a little hungry.
I've got Booster Balls from Booster Juice.
Booster what now?
Booster Balls. They're little protein bites packed with nutrients. Chewy, crunchy, yummy, and new flavors all the time. Like this little guy. The new mint chocolate booster ball. Peppermint, cocoa, coconut, peanut butter, maple syrup, all rolled up into a delightful little bite-sized snack.
Why am I just hearing about this now?
I don't know.
Can I have one?
No.
Booster Juice, Canadian born, blending since 1999.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Edmonton sports fans stay informed with Sports 1440. Stream us. Listen to us on the AM dial. However you consume this radio station, thanks for listening.
Reduce fine lines and wrinkles while strengthening your hair with BioSil. It's a clinically proven, Ishura-tested product that helps in the formation of collagen. Find BioSil now at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of every month.
Plan for success in 2026 with help from the Co-op Grow team. With the latest on-farm technology, our agronomists will work with you to gather and interpret soil samples, analyze data, and gain more insight into your fields. We offer local expertise and trusted advice to help you plan your inputs and prepare for the unexpected. Get ready to make data-driven decisions with Co-op Egg Zone Field. Make a successful 2026 crop plan to meet your field's potential. Talk to your Co-op Grow team today.
Johnson, whoa.
Hi, Dennis from Weiss Johnson. We've been family owned and operated for nearly 50 years, a foundation built on trust. Using our extensive experience, we'll make recommendations with your best interests in mind. So while many heating and air conditioning companies offer specials and huge discounts, financing options, and no overtime charges ever, we'll keep doing what we do best, providing you a quote that is honest and transparent, ensuring you get what's best for your family. Visit weiss-johnson.com.
Stories, guests, and insights. This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
Tuesday morning following the Labor Day long weekend. Hopefully everyone had a safe and happy Labor Day weekend. You got to spend it with some friends, some family. Man, the golfing on the weekend, weather again outstanding. Looking at the long range forecast, it's pretty good as well. 23 for a high today. Maybe looking at even something a little bit better for Saturday's return engagement at Commonwealth Stadium, mid-20s. Wouldn't that be fabulous? I mean, there's been a couple games this year where, the weather hasn't been that great, or, maybe even on, 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock on game day, and it's raining. People, maybe I'm not going to head down. So hopefully all day Saturday, it's good. You can get a decent walk-up crowd, but we got pretty good weather moving up right through. The Elks, by the way, will take a day off today, full day off. A full, no media availability, nothing. They'll be back at it, I assume, because of the short week. They'll be back at it on Wednesday, and then you got obviously Thursday, one more good day of practice, Friday's walkthrough, and then the game Saturday at Commonwealth Stadium, the rematch. And again, haven't been able to get a win against a West Division opponent. 0-5, Calgary 6-0. Beat Saskatchewan a couple times. The only games that Saskatchewan's lost, 2 games to Calgary. So you look at how Calgary has played, how tough they've played the West Division. They are top-notch, a top-notch team. Sask Oilers fan says, longtime listener of the station. The show in particular, KK's insight regarding all things Oilers is great. Hey, appreciate it. YouTube will make it easier in Saskatchewan. Have we got Johnny Duke? Johnny's coming back. Johnny Avello from DraftKings. He has been with us many times on the program before. Time now for the headliner of the day, brought to you by Mr. Rooter Plumbing. The plumber to call when the toilet mysteriously breaks after your jalapeno pepper popper fueled game night with the fellas. That's mrrooter.ca. As we welcome back Johnny Avello from DraftKings. Good morning, Johnny. You're with Kevin Karius once again. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 this morning. Really appreciate it.
Good morning, Kev. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
Hey, last time we were talking, Johnny, and just before we get to all the football stuff, you were just on your way to the track. Now, I can't remember, and we were discussing it. Was it Santa Anita you were going to? What track were you going to? Because I think we're just getting ready for the Triple Crown and everything going on there.
Yeah, we did sponsor a race down at Santa Anita, but we just sponsored the Travers Stakes at Saratoga,
right,
2 Saturdays ago, and then this past Saturday we sponsored the race, the Nashville Derby at Kentucky Downs. So we're heavily positioned now in the horse racing game, and the customers love that we have all the different verticals that they can wager on.
Was there something that stood out for you? As far as what you did at the track, maybe the sponsorship, anything, maybe that you picked a long shot, anything there, Johnny, that comes to mind here?
Well, two things about the Travers. Sovereignty may be one of the greatest 3-year-olds we've ever seen. So he won the Travers easily, and he's won pretty much everything up to this point. Saratoga itself is just an amazing place to go. For any horse racing lovers, it's a must go. They have big fields, best jockeys, best horses, and it's only a 6-week meet. The Nashville Derby was a different experience. The purse was worth $3.5 million, and it was all the races down there run on grass, and it's high grass, and it's like being in a cornfield watching horses run for an extravagant amount of money. So it's two different experiences, but both worthwhile to our company.
Oh, good stuff. Johnny Avello with us from DraftKings. I got some notes sent from some of your colleagues at DraftKings just with Super Bowl winner splits, AFC, NFC, as we get things going for Thursday Night Football, Dallas and Philadelphia to kick off the NFL schedule. When I'm just looking at your Super Bowl winner splits, the percentage of handle, very close, very close. Is that, and the percentage of bets too, Johnny, is that something that you would say is comparable to years past?
Yeah. Every year the football grows. We start to put things up earlier. We used to put up the over-under regular season wins in June. Now we're putting them up a month after the season ends. We've expanded our menu. In-game continues to grow. So I would tell you that each and every year, this game gets bigger and bigger. As far as Super Bowls are concerned, the bettors have taken some shots on. I'd like to put it in a couple different categories. There's the teams that probably won't win, but some of the bettors took some shots on some high odds. They bet the Giants and the Browns and the Jets, and so those teams we have some pretty high exposure on. If one of those was to get there. The main group of teams who really do have a chance that they've been betting the Lions, the Bengals, the Patriots are kind of like in the middle of the pack. The Cowboys were taking a lot of money now with Parsons gone. That'll probably slow down a little bit, and some of that money may filter to his new team. But and then the Steelers, of course, another one they've taken a shot on, some big odds. So it is spread around. Not that they're not betting the Eagles, not that they're not betting the Chiefs. They are. It's just that the liability doesn't build up as quick when the odds are a little bit shorter.
So when you look at the odds, and you mentioned Eagles, Bills, Ravens, Chiefs, the Lions, though, have a little bit more of percentage of handle. Did that surprise you at all, Johnny?
The Lions have been knocking on the door, and the bettors have been following this, and they do like the Lions. I think the Lions have a really good team. They just a little bit of reconstruction this year, some coaching, and so we'll see if offensively, if they're as good as they were last year. They were excellent. The problem is they couldn't stop anybody. Same problem the Bills had. The Bills could score with the best of them, but just couldn't stop anybody in key situations. So we'll see if both of those teams have improved. Now the Lions are taking a good share of the money. Bettors are backing in. They like that team. They like the coach. They like everything about them. And Buffalo's kind of similar. They're, a team that's been bet the last couple of years. Haven't gotten there. If we've gotten close, and these teams better win one soon, because, these players can't stay healthy, and they're getting old. They're not that they're old men, but it just gets tougher if you don't win it when your chance is in front of you.
Johnny Avello from DraftKings, our guest on the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440. We have a segment every day, Johnny, called In or Out. I'm just going to read you the question. South of the border, we'll wrap up our NFL previews this week with a couple of stops in the AFC East. The question here, the New England Patriots will be the AFC's most improved team this season. Where do you stand on that, Johnny?
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, let's look at, all the teams there. The Bills will be the Bills and win their 11 games or so. Miami is probably a 7-8 win team. The Jets don't look like they have much. And so the Patriots, should be a team that wins a couple more games than they won last year. I like the coach there a lot. The quarterback's got another year under his belt. I look for that organization to move north. Yes.
Mm-hmm. I also said my answer was the Jaguars. What do you think about that? Can they? I mean, both teams were 4-13 last year, the Jags and Patriots.
I kind of agree with you there. I think the Jaguars, Lawrence has to really do something now, because if he doesn't do something now, he may not be with this team next year. And not that, that forces the issue for them to win. I just think that the team is much better than they've showed. The Colts should be okay too, but now they're starting Daniel Jones. I think they're probably a 7-8 win team at the most. Titans, I don't think will be much better than last year, somewhat better, but it'll just take them a while to get going. So yeah, I go with the Jags.
Mm-hmm.
I think that team is on the rise.
When you talk about DraftKings NFL MVP splits, Johnny, I was blown away at the percentage of the handle, 31% percentage of handle for Joe Burrow. What did you make of that?
Well, he had a great year last year and could have been MVP. He ended up getting another award, which is Comeback Player of the Year. But his stats last year were good enough to win this award. And so he has the receivers, and, the quarterback gets credit for when the receivers catch passes, and it goes towards it. I would say that the numbers go towards the quarterback for this award. So, yeah, I understand why they're playing him. There's some others that they're playing too. They're playing at bigger odds. They're betting J.J. McCarthy. Didn't get a chance last year, was injured. So some have bet him thinking that, he's going to come out of the box and be great. I don't think that's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to be okay, though. So there's some, they're taking some longer price guys too. And Lamar also is getting bet in this category.
Yeah, Lamar is always going to be there, and Josh Allen is always going to be there. And for the most part, it's all quarterbacks. I see Travis Hunter in there, though. He had 3% of the handle and 2% of the bets at, what are we at, plus 15,000?
Yeah, they're thinking, okay, Travis Hunter plays both ways, so he has a great year offensively. He also has a great year defensively. So how can you not give the award to a guy that, was terrific on both sides of the ball? But I don't know how much he'll be used defensively. I think the main focus on him is on the offensive side.
What else at this point in the season? It's so hard for you guys to handicap it in the sense, Johnny, and because we haven't played any games yet, and a lot of guys, don't play anything in the preseason. Is it tougher for you to get a gauge on everything moving forward, and maybe just explain to our listeners how you do it?
Yeah, I would say pro football is the easiest for us. The teams don't change too much. The quarterbacks don't change much. And a lot of the players stay put. Now, of course, there is going to be trades during the course of the year and new contracts, and we make all those adjustments. But I think we were able to pick it up pretty quickly after a week or two where, the right power ratings for these teams. Whereas college football, with this portal and all this movement around and guys leaving and new guys coming in, it's a lot more difficult. It takes us a while to, it takes us more than a week or two to get a good handle on these teams. But we're constantly making adjustments. So, pro anything, we have a better handle on. College, it takes us a little longer, whether it's football or basketball.
Yeah. What did you make of the week one of the college football? Anything catch your eye in particular?
Well, there were some teams that lost. Clemson loses, but it was a close game. They didn't play too bad. Maybe, need a little bit more time. Notre Dame lost in Miami. That's a tough environment to go out and play. So we didn't make too many adjustments on those teams, knowing that, it's a long season, they'll bounce back. Alabama was probably the biggest question mark for me. Losing by a couple of touchdowns to Florida State, that right there that sent kind of red flags up for me. Is this team any good? Will they rebound from this, or they just don't have it this year? So, after all the losses to the major teams, that was the one that stood out to me the most for us to, keep an eye on.
Mm-hmm. Back to the NFL, obviously with Dallas and Philly opening things up. How much did Dallas move? How much did Green Bay move after the Parsons trade, Johnny?
Yeah, not too much. Dallas was 7-point underdog, and so that game kind of held at 7. But then yesterday, there was a pretty good move on that game, and that game moved from 7 down up to 8.5. So it took up to yesterday for the bettors to kind of bet on the side. Now, was that losing Parsons? I don't know. Maybe some of it was, but I don't think that was the big part of it. The other one is let's see, Green Bay. Not really much movement there. I would say that game held pretty tight. It was 1.5. We went up to 2.5, but that was earlier. I think it's about the competition who they're playing against, and so that there's going to be quite a bit of Lion money coming in. If that thing goes to 3, I think there'll be a lot of takers on the Lion side.
And yeah, here we go, Johnny. How excited are you for this week? Finally, all this, it's, you think about camp and then preseason and then finally getting going. You guys got to be pretty excited at DraftKings.
Yeah, pro football they do a great job of promoting the product. These Thursday night games always have excellent matchups. And the bettors are always counting down the days to get to when football's going to start again, pro football. So here we are. The team's excited. The bettors are excited. And now we'll have, 3-4 months of the game that everybody wants to actually see.
Yeah, exactly. As always, Johnny, appreciate your time and continued success at DraftKings. Really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you much, Kevin. Have a good day.
Yeah, you betcha. That's Johnny Avello from DraftKings. And our headliner of the day brought to you by Mr. Rooter, the true GOAT of local plumbing. That's mrrooter.ca. And our own resident sprinkler handicapper, Duke of Delburne, has just let it be known that his annual NFL Futures blog should be out tomorrow, Duke.
I spent some of the weekend. I spent last night after the conclusion of Stamps Elks going through I put the model to work predicting the outcome of the season. So I'll probably just post those on Twitter this afternoon. And then I use some of those results to help my opinions around what some season-long future bets I might place. So I've got a few things kicking, but I need to dig into the book a little bit more to scrape up. They always go into 3 categories, either bets that make sense if you don't look too close, and bets I made because I'm an idiot. And I think my Houston Texans Super Bowl champions future will probably fall into the final category of that one. I understand that I'm biased, but we've talked about it a lot. I think the defense is going to be one of the best in the league. I think CJ Stroud can bounce back. The biggest question for me is the receiver room and how can the couple rookies and newcomer Christian Kirk fit in to help lighten the load on Nico Collins, who will get a lot of attention because he's ascended to be one of the most prolific receivers in the entire NFL.
This last one again, when you have Tampa Bay and Houston in the Super Bowl, that was the question in or out. Like, is that falls into this final category? Is this like Maggie the monkey spinning the wheel here?
That's essentially
like,
what it is.
What are we looking at?
I don't know. Just like I kept going back and forth on what I wanted to do in my NFC bracket, and I think the Niners are going to be right there. I have the Packers being the 1 seed, and as a result, that's really tough because it goes through Lambeau in January, right? Like who can top them there? But it's just something about the way the Bucks have been built, the offensive weapons they have, the defense is good enough. I just really like the way the team's assembled. I think they're coached well. Will they be the same without Liam Cohen calling the offensive plays, who's now in Jacksonville? There's my one big question mark around the Buccaneers. But I just think they're a really solid top to bottom team, maybe without the overwhelming MVP type talent that you might see elsewhere.
Well, I'm just looking at this is only on CBS because I was on it because of our draft on Sunday night.
Right.
They have the Texans defense ranked 7th.
That's offensive.
Not defensive. It's offensive.
It's offensive how they rank defensively.
Okay, I'm just saying what they have.
That's hey, I'm not holding you to it, but
I also saw Duke as well. I'm gonna do it in the commercial break, and I'm gonna, because that was one of the sites I was working off of with my own rankings on Sunday night. When we come back, more of your texts, 833-401-1440. It's a Kevin Karius show with the Duke of Delburne and Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440 and on YouTube.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. It's the most wonderful time of year. Back to school. Let's be honest, we're all doing cartwheels. What great news. And while I'm at it, Northgate is having a back to school sale. That's right, August 22nd to September 2nd. 0% financing, employee pricing, savings up to 18 grand, school supplies for a year with every purchase. So why don't you drop the kids off at school and come celebrate with us? 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
Is your company drowning in paperwork and administrative tasks? Do you need more data to make better decisions? Nectar.io is your company's all-in-one solution for fleet and materials management, safety, time cards, and GIS-based project management. Now is the time to capture and transform field, site, and shop data into boardroom-level business intelligence, all with one login. Visit Nectar.io to book a demo today. Nectar.io, your business made better.
Reduce fine lines and wrinkles while strengthening your hair with BioCell. It's a clinically proven, Ishura-tested product that helps in the formation of collagen. Find BioCell now at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of every month.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique, family-owned, independent liquor store. The selection, incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
Blue Jays fans, this weekend and every weekend, you can catch Toronto Blue Jays ball games right here on Sports 1440. Ben Schulman provides the play-by-play. You provide the chips and beer. Check out the Blue Jays this weekend on Edmonton's home for sports. Sports 1440.
Ritchie Brothers Auctioneers presents a massive 3-day unreserved heavy equipment auction at their Nisky site, September 3rd to 5th, 8 a.m. Live online bidding. On offer core construction heavy equipment, trucks, trailers, nearly every industry covered. Register to bid online. It's free. Priority bids, timed auction, and on-site viewing on now. Auction starts tomorrow. Demand for equipment is strong. Contact your local territory manager to consign. More at rbauction.com.
Get this, Metal Supermarkets now offers welding services for their customers. Simple welds, steel, stainless, and aluminum welding. TIG, MIG, and stick are all available. And I tell you, these welding helmets are really something. Like the jousters wore in the days of yore. Quick, fetch my lance.
Lance is on lunch break.
That's not what... Never mind. Metal Supermarkets, your local convenience stores for... and welding. Southside, West End, metalsupermarkets.com.
Oh, mama, I'm in fear for my life from...
Just in time for the morning skate. This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 9:43 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick with you on Sports 1440 and on YouTube. And whenever you hear that song, you can only think about one thing: Pittsburgh Steelers. It's pretty rocking in there. That would be some place to see and be, I think, Duke, when you're heading out. There's certain points of every game at certain stadiums that that you want to be here for that point.
Oh, for sure.
That's one of them.
And that one, and then this going back to college football getting underway this weekend, there was a couple good ones. A few teams were not on home turf, like Virginia Tech. Them coming out to enter Sandman is obviously pretty special. But Florida State was at home against Alabama, so obviously you get the war chant going. And then the Seminole Chief out on the Appaloosa, putting the spear in at center field. That gets me super fired up. There's lots of good. Tennessee, when they're at home, coming out to Rocky Top and the lights down. College football, I think, does it best, but the NFL certainly have their fair share of really good ones. I think Renegade would probably top the list at the pro level.
So, as I was saying, Duke, there was another one where I kind of combine a few of draft rankings from the Athletic. Jake Seeley, who I think is quite well respected when it comes to NFL draft rankings. He has your Houston Texans at 8.
Clearly just doesn't know ball.
Okay.
Don't know ball.
He has Buffalo 1, Philadelphia 2, Denver 3, Pittsburgh 4.
I think Buffalo that high is aggressive.
Okay.
It's a young group, some new faces.
I took 2 defenses, Duke, on.
No, you did not.
Yep. I did.
Did you go back to back your last 2 rounds?
No,
and grab both the Eagles and the Broncos D?
No, I got the Eagles. No, Broncos went early. Broncos and Steelers went quite early because what happens is guys have extra draft picks. So they're done picking. So they're taking their defense and kicker for that matter earlier. So I ended up taking the Philadelphia Eagles defense and it was sitting there in front of me. So I took Buffalo's defense. I believe Houston had already gone. Text 833-401-1440. RBS, I could run through a wall after listening to that last song. Yes. MTR says, I got Will Anderson Jr., Defensive Player of the Year. Nick Bosa, close second. I think the Texans have a top 5. We've discussed this. So I'm saying outside top 5. Bijan will be Offensive Player of the Year. Lamar MVP. Should have won last year, but since he already had a few, they gave one to Allen. Did you see the amount of handle, the Duke, that Joe Burrow had?
Yeah.
31 or 32%, something like that?
I'll be honest. I don't hate the line because, as Johnny mentioned, if Cincinnati made the playoffs last year and they got as close as possible, and it was all because they shot themselves in the foot so early going, Joe Burrow, in my eyes, easily should have been the MVP last season if the Bengals had made the playoffs, but they don't. And I am a believer in the fact that if you don't make the playoffs, how valuable are you?
Correct.
Right. So, and there's plenty of holes in that argument. Poke them as you see fit. But the Bengals, if they had squeaked their way in, to me, it was a runaway. The defense couldn't stop a nosebleed, and Joe Burrow led the league, and he made Jamar Chase the Triple Crown winner as the receiver. And yeah, sure, you can say that takes away from Burrow's validity on the award, but I think the Bengals will be improved this year. I still think the defense is a pretty glaring weakness on the club, but I think they win the division, finish second in the division to the Ravens and make the playoffs. And I think Joe Burrow will be a very strong contender for MVP.
Tony, the meter reader, says, hey, boys, watching a lot of video podcasts from the States. Many guys are picking the Bucs as a contender. They've beaten Philly the last 7 of 8 games. Don't know about that one for sure. I'd have to fact check that. Duke, is that correct, you think? No.
I'm not sure.
7 of
I'm
8
not
games.
Sure.
I think, and I mean, there's a lot of misspelled phrases here. It's going to be hard to get through, but beat Detroit. Not many did. Offense top 5. Your buddy Mbuka, head coach, says is a generational talent. I was looking for him, Duke, but he was picked quite early. Baker Mayfield, a perfect fit there, but they got Godwin out and I don't know, something else he said.
Pass def, obviously Wirfs and Godwin are both hurt to start the year. And then the pass defense was really bad last year. So
I think again, a lot of even Josh is he's looking for Baker Mayfield, I think was 6th overall last year in fantasy football points.
He was awesome. I mean, when you have that many weapons, you don't need to be a hero. And at times he can be he's a guy that will put his personal well-being on the line to make plays, taking hits, laying out to reach the markers or the goal line. This is not a secret, but Cleveland set themselves back to ground zero again moving on from Baker Mayfield.
Mm-hmm.
He got them to the playoffs.
I'm just looking here too. I mean, on CBS, he's ranked 7th. DraftKings, he's ranked 6th. I really think after you take your 5 guys in Jackson, Daniels, Allen, Hurts, and Burrow, there's a drop-off after that. And Mayfield is in that next tier. If you want to say Jackson and Allen are in a tier by themselves, some people think Jaden Daniels should be included in that. Hurts because of the tush push, and Burrow, again, tons of weapons. Can't wait for Thursday night. It's just crazy. We've been talking about this for a long time, but can't wait. Well, I wanted to mention, I don't think we've given him enough love yet, and that's Felix Auger-Aliassime after he beat Rublev in round 4. So he's off to the quarterfinals. He's going to take on de Minaur, and that is in the quarterfinals. Sinner and Musetti are on the other side of that bracket. On the bottom half, I mean, you got Alcaraz and also Novak Djokovic. They don't play each other in the quarters, but Fritz is the last American left, I believe, when it comes to U.S. men's singles. So I thought, again, I didn't watch the whole match, but sometimes Auger-Aliassime, he gets that confidence going, does he not? And then he plays at a level that he wants to be there all the time, but it's hard. He's still a young guy, man. Still a fairly young guy. But he'll take on Alex de Minaur in the quarterfinals, and that is on tomorrow, on Wednesday. So I wasn't sure the exact. I just found that right now. I thought because he played last night, I'm pretty sure that he was going to get a day off on Tuesday. So he'll be back in business on Wednesday. Felix Auger-Aliassime through to the quarterfinals here against number 8 seed Alex de Minaur, and that's on Wednesday. He's got a 2-1 record against both on hard court. Dates back to 2022. If he wins that match, then he could head to a rematch with the world number 1 and defending champion Yannick Sinner. And obviously Sinner is ranked number 1 for a reason. Had to pull out of the Cincinnati Open because he wasn't feeling 100%. But he is number 1 in the world rankings for a reason. Alcaraz down on the other side of the bracket. You can't get much better than how he's been playing as well. But it's you look at how things have changed in men's tennis, because you had Roger Federer, you had Rafael Nadal. Now, like Novak Djokovic, he's 38 years old. This is a guy that is still, he's in that group there with Federer and Nadal and Djokovic as far as iconic players in the history of tennis. He's right there with those guys. But there's still a little ways to get to Djokovic being on the other side of the draw. 833-401-1440. Text rolling in as the morning progresses. Again, we're on Sports 1440 and on YouTube, kicking things off. On a Tuesday, we'll be on YouTube for every program now moving forward, all the way through till Jason Greger and his show that wraps up at 6 o'clock. So top of the hour, we've got Mark Sheldon from MLB.com, covers the Cincinnati Reds. It'll be Brios and Nick Lodolo today, game number 2 of that 3-game set. We discussed the fact that the Jays are getting a little heat when it comes to a couple of other teams in the American League East Division. Boston won. I mean, Trevor Story hit a home run around the pesky pole. I don't know if you saw the replay. I've seen it maybe 10 times. I don't even know how they decided how this was a home run, how it was decided that it wasn't. A foul ball, a double, ground rule double. You can ask 3 different people. One guy would say it's a home run. Well, those would be Red Sox fans. One guy would say it would be a ground rule double. One guy would say it's a foul ball. And someone else might say it's fan interference. Big Santa, Christmas, Big Christmas, Jockenzie Noel just got called up. He's down the right field line. Almost had it. It's only like 302 feet around the pesky pole in right field at Fenway Park. That was named after Johnny Pesky. He had all 6 of his home runs that he ever hit in his career at Fenway Park because it's only 302 feet from home plate. So I don't know if anyone had a chance to look at that home run that was called a home run. They reviewed it for a long time. send us a note, 833-401-1440. Also coming up in the 10 o'clock hour, Connor Halley from Fantasy Frenzy and the Jason Greger Show. We'll bust down. If you haven't had your NFL draft as far as fantasy football goes, well, you're probably having it either today. I like those texters that sent us about a week and a half ago saying their league is taking Thursday off. They're going to take Thursday off in the afternoon. They're going to get together at the watering hole in town here, and they're going to have the draft starting at like 1 o'clock. And then, it should be done in 4 or 5 hours. Have a nice little bite to eat and some pops. And then, we got week 1 of the NFL kicking off on Thursday night with Philadelphia and Dallas. Before all of that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Sherbrooke Liquor. Hey, the best place for wine, cocktails, and beers from all over the world. Also a variety of excellent non-alcoholic options. See more at SherbrookeLiquor.com. Here is the Duke.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Full set of games yet again in the major leagues of baseball. Toronto, game number 2 of 3 in Cincinnati against the Reds. First pitch coming up just before 5 o'clock Mountain Time. Jose Barrios on the bump for Toronto, looking to get one back after yesterday's 9th inning blown save. Elsewhere, Mets continue their series in Detroit against the Tigers. Red Sox hosting the Guardians. Seattle is in Tampa Bay against the Rays. Yankees in Houston against the Astros. And the Orioles out on the West Coast taking on the San Diego Padres. Piece of news from the NHL offseason. Toronto Maple Leafs signing goaltender Dennis Hildeby to a 3-year contract extension. They'll carry an average annual value of just over $840,000. Hildeby was a restricted free agent. And finally, from the U.S. Open in New York, women's doubles quarterfinal action today. Pair of Canadians, Gabby Dabrowski with her partner Aaron Routliffe, getting underway just after 11:30. And then at 2 o'clock, Leila Annie Fernandez and her partner Venus Williams taking on Townsend and Sinakova. Coming up in hour 4, the Kevin Karius Show will be joined by Connor Halley from Fantasy Frenzy. I'm Brandon Douglas. That's your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Work never gets done by standing around. You have to put your words into action. And that's exactly what GS Construction does every single day. Our priorities are safety first, quality second, efficiency third. GS Construction works hard. It's true, but first comes the care, the planning, and the people. Underground infrastructure isn't just about machines and trenches and some traffic inconveniences. It's about doing things right. Find out more on what we do. Visit gsconstruction.ca.
Reduce fine lines and wrinkles while strengthening your hair with BioCell. It's a clinically proven, Ishura-tested product that helps in the formation of collagen. Find BioCell now at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of every month.
$1 plus tax for a smooth, small premium roast coffee at McDonald's? That means rich, full-bodied flavor at a price that's just as satisfying. Must be McCafe. Enjoy a small McCafe premium roast coffee for just $1 plus tax at participating McDonald's in Canada. Prices exclude delivery.
You wanted local sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9, check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
At Fountain Tire, you can save $50 off tire storage with the purchase of 4 select tires now until September 30th at participating locations. Okay. Or you could squeeze them into your backseat, possibly causing upholstery damage, drive them home, struggle, sweating buckets trying to get them out of your vehicle, resulting in you feeling guilty for not going to the gym more often, or at all. But at the end of the day, it's your choice. Totally up to you.
Definitely $50 off the tire storage.
You got it. Book your appointment today at FountainTire.com. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
While the players gear up for the new season, make sure you gear up your snack game with Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
Okay, this jumbo bag of beef jerky should last the preseason.
Whoa. Will Hawk has more than just beef jerky. There's smoked sausage and pepperoni products, too.
Well, how about we have jerky for Eastern opponents and pepperoni sticks when we face the Western teams?
Now that sounds like a Will Hockey game plan.
Will Hawk Beef Jerky, because you don't win games with salad. Only available in Leduc.
Prepare for the pulse-pounding excitement
This is the original extreme sport. 3 teams, 1 wild season, and they're all chasing glory.
To be successful, it can't ride safe.
Horse Warriors. It's on Thursday nights on APTN TV. You're gonna love it. Premieres September 4th.
Need the perfect ride? The Golf Cart people have it. They offer a wide selection of new and used models from top brands like Club Car, Yamaha, and E-Z-Go. Whether it's a lifted cart for adventure or a sleek ride for the course, they'll find your match. Customize with accessories or choose a ready-to-go option. Trusted by Albertans since 1997 for quality. Visit golfcartpeople.com to find your cart and hit the road or fairway your way.
Stories, guests, and insights. This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 10 o'clock in Edmonton. Time now for the game of the day, brought to you by St. Albert Dodge, where the biggest sale of the year is on right now. Our in-stock Ram 1500s sports are all discounted by a whopping $14,000. Over 90 to choose from, including the Night Edition and GT models, only at stalbertdodge.com. As we welcome in Mark Sheldon from MLB.com. Good morning, Mark. You're with Kevin Karius. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 this morning. Really appreciate it.
No problem, Kevin. How you doing today?
Doing great. We're looking forward to game number 2 of this Reds Jays series. What did you make of the ending of game 1 yesterday? Wow.
Yeah, it was exciting for the fans for sure. It was certainly not the way the Reds would have liked to have seen it happen. Their closer, who's been pretty dependable, Emilio Pagan, gave it up in the top of the 9th. And then to the Reds' credit, they need to win every game they can to stay in the playoff race, especially after the Mets won yesterday. So they were able to pull it out at the end, and they had a big day, had a big call up for their top prospect, Sal Stewart. So all in all for the Reds, it was one more day of survival, and they will now keep trying to stay afloat until it's through to today, and then they have the big series with the Mets following the Blue Jays this weekend. Yeah,
Just before we get to how close things are in the wild card, what did you think of Sal Stewart yesterday? To me, he looked quite comfortable in his debut.
Yeah, I've seen him for the last couple of years. It's either spring training. He was in the spring breakout games in Arizona as well, and certainly the one thing that's been kind of mentioned about him throughout his minor league time since he got drafted in 2022 is just how advanced of a hitter he seems to be. He just seems like he takes very professional at bats. He doesn't expand his strike zone too much. He makes the pitchers come to him, and he seemed to do that, especially in his first at bat. He did chase a pitch for a strike, but then he took on a 3-1 count. He took a timeout, composed himself, and then he was able to get a hit off Bassett. And probably, I'm sure that takes a lot of pressure off to get the hit the first time you're up. You don't have to wait for it. And then, of course, when he scored, you saw some of his youthful exuberance. He's only 21, and he really got excited and seemed fired up, and the club could probably use that little bit of boost of energy.
Mark Sheldon with us on Sports 1440. What did you make of Hunter Green's performance on the bump yesterday? How badly did they need to get this guy back off of the IR?
Yeah, he needed to be back. It wasn't his best start. I think there were some times he was throwing some gas. He threw, I think, 101 for a strikeout in the early going, and they missed him for sure. Although they have a deep pitching staff and they have a solid rotation, they have had a solid rotation throughout the season. He's one of their best pitchers, and you always want to have one of your best people on the mound. And after he missed 2+ months for a very minor groin injury, they certainly wanted him back. And now that he's back, he's been pitching for the most part pretty well. He didn't pitch great in Los Angeles 2 starts ago, but yesterday he did pretty well, and he was in line for the win when he left.
So what do you make of this NL wildcard race, Mark, in the sense that where the Reds are? They're 4 back of the Mets, and Mets are in the number 3 hole here. It looks like the Cubs and San Diego, for that matter, are quite comfortable where they are. So it's the Mets that the Reds are chasing. What are the odds here? What are the chances that they can catch New York and track them down here?
Well, the odds aren't very good based on what like Fangraphs and things like that. The Reds shot themselves in the foot. They had a stretch where they lost 5 in a row, 7 of 8, and then they were able to pull out a win over the Cardinals, and now they've beaten the Blue Jays in the first game. But they kind of did themselves in a little bit by not playing well the last week or so, and the only way they could really get back in it is get a series win over Toronto, and then have a chance to sweep the Mets, and maybe they can pull within one or 2 games, and then over the last 20 plus games, you at least know that they're in it. But they don't control their own destiny. They have to play perfect baseball. They have to obviously solve some of their offensive inconsistencies. But if they can put it together and get hot down the stretch, that's something they haven't done yet. They haven't rolled off a huge winning streak yet, and they've won some series and then done some pretty good things, but they have not hit the very big like winning streak that some other teams have done, like the Brewers or the Cubs and things like that. So that's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to play really well in the final month.
MLB.com's Mark Sheldon, our guest on the Kevin Carey Show on Sports 1440 and YouTube. You know, listening to the Blue Jays broadcasters yesterday, Mark, and that's Dan Schulman, Buck Martinez, they were saying that they talked to several guys, media-wise in Cincinnati regarding Ellie De La Cruz and comparing him to last year where he put up some phenomenal numbers, especially on the base paths, as you know, Mark. And they were saying last night that, yesterday morning, that, there's just something off. And maybe you were one of the guys that talked to Buck and Dan, but what are you seeing from De La Cruz this year compared to last year?
I did not talk to them, but I can tell you that there is a difference. I think part of it is the pitch selection he's getting. He's getting more off speed and less fastballs than he's gotten on the first couple of seasons. Mm-hmm. He is certainly, he hasn't struck out as much and quite as bad as he did as a second year player when he led the league in strikeouts. Has cut down his strikeout rate. He has been making more contact, but the power is missing. And I think the other component is his legs haven't been 100%. He was dealing with a hamstring injury in the first half in May or so, and then sometime around the All-Star break or after the All-Star break, he started dealing with a quad injury. Now he hasn't missed a single game all season. He's been the DH a couple of times. He really wants to play in every game, and he feels like he can contribute in every game. But certainly he doesn't have the same leg power that he's had in past years. He's been more selective with his steals. He's only got 7, I think, since the All-Star break. So he's definitely not doing the same things he was doing last year.
Wow. Do you think that the Reds did enough at the trade deadline? Bringing in a guy like Cabron Hayes and then Zach Littell. What did you make of their acquisitions at the deadline?
Yeah, I think the term that a lot of people said, I think Terry Francona said it, they're not really sexy acquisitions, but they were certainly ones that helped address certain needs. They were not able to get the big bat that maybe they really wanted, because that's what they were seeking, is a big bat. So they went and tried to get better on defense, and that's why they brought in Ke'Bryan Hayes and moved Noelvi Marte to right field because he'd been having trouble at third base. And now Marte seems to be taking off, and Hayes who was not a robust hitter for Pittsburgh, is already eclipsed his home run total that he had with Pittsburgh. He's already got 3 homers, and he's been hitting the ball better. He had 3 hits yesterday, and he seems to be doing well. But as far as the deadline, I think they've done okay. Miguel Andujar's been a nice addition. Zach Littell's had some really good starts and maybe some so-so outings. So I think overall they've actually done pretty well with the 3 guys they have. They weren't the big, wild and crazy trades that I think people were, some Reds fans were hoping for. They didn't empty their farm system to make these moves, but they were pretty sound baseball moves, and they've helped the team.
What do you make of the pitching staff, Mark? I mean, and you mentioned we'll have Nick Lodolo, and he's had a pretty good season. I would say you'd be pretty happy with him. I mean, they gave Chase Burns a little test drive earlier. What do you think of this staff?
It's been very strong. It's Andrew Abbott has had a breakout year. He's kind of struggled the past month. He hasn't had a full, the month wasn't as solid as his first 4, but he's been doing good. Lodolo, although he missed 2 weeks with a blister, he's been having his best year. He's doing great, and if he gets rolling against a lineup, he can especially against right-handers, he can bring in that really nasty curveball and kind of on the back foot of the hitters, and a lot of them swing, so he could rack up some strikeouts. Nick Martinez has been a very versatile pitcher who can go back and forth between the rotation and the bullpen. Brady Singer has had some really good starts of late. And so now there's Hunter Green. So, and then Chase Burns, before he got injured, he was doing pretty well, even though he wasn't getting a lot of, chances to win and show for that, but he was racking up strikeouts. So it's a deep rotation, and it looks to, even though they'll probably lose Martinez to free agency at the end of this season, it still looks like it could be pretty deep next year.
Yeah, they probably thought they were going to get Red Lauder back at some point too. Did they think that, or what? And he's next year land, right?
Yeah, they hope. Yeah, he's looking at 2026 because he unfortunately he was coming back from his earlier injury from spring training, and then he hurt his oblique during a rehab outing, and it really did cost him, and that was more serious than anything, and now he's just finally throwing in the bullpen out in Arizona.
Mark Sheldon with us from MLB.com on the Kevin Carey Show on Sports 1440 and YouTube. What did you make of just watching the Jays? I always compare them sort of to like Milwaukee a little bit, where they're a bit of a scrappy team. Came back, as you mentioned yesterday in the ninth inning, but they've had bullpen problems for a good portion of this year. When you had your eyeballs up front and personal, what do you think of the Jays?
Well, they're certainly, like you said, a fun team, and Milwaukee's not a bad similarity there. Bo Bichette seems to be pretty hot, and certainly you got to respect the bat of Vladimir Guerrero. Now, Jeff Hoffman's a former Red. He was a starting pitcher when he started out here. He was a fifth starter. It didn't really work out, but he became a pretty dependable middle reliever for the Reds before he went on to the Phillies and I think a couple other teams before he hit to Toronto. But yeah, it's you can see the Jays bullpen is certainly not where it needs to be, and they were able to let the Reds back in the game. And for a minute, it looked like the Reds were going to get some bad luck when that ball to the right field corner got caught in the padding and they lost a run, but they were able to keep going and get the win. So Toronto's bullpen, and maybe that's something to worry about as they're in September, and they'll be going to, as you know, in the postseason, bullpens take on even bigger importance and they get more use. So hopefully if Toronto wants to make some hay in the postseason, they're going to have to straighten their bullpen out.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. And we get a lot of it up here. There's no denying that, Mark, because that's the one area with this Blue Jays team, because of the players that we've seen take it to another level, like, Barger and Lucas and all these guys that have sort of not necessarily come out of nowhere, but they're playing, they're punching above their weight class for the numbers that they put up. And a lot of fans didn't think that they would have that kind of offensive capability or even opportunity for that matter. So it's going to be a heck of a race here down the stretch here with the Yankees and the Red Sox and the Blue Jays in the American League East. Hey, speaking of the Red Sox, I'm not sure if you saw the highlight, Mark. I'm pretty sure you would have. That home run yesterday that Trevor Story hit, I don't know if I've ever seen, and you've covered baseball for a long time, people going, okay, it's either a home run, it's a ground rule double, or it is fan interference, or it's foul. And depending on who you talk to, you might get a different answer from each person.
Yeah, I saw the play. It's pretty wild. I don't get to go to Boston very often, and I've never seen a pesky pole home run in person. So, but seeing that was pretty cool. I mean, I think it was one of those things where Noel couldn't complete the catch. I honestly wasn't aware of a rule that the ball pops out of the glove and then hits the foul pole, that it's a home run. That's a rule. I learned something about baseball every day, and I've been doing this for 25 seasons. So it was cool to learn, but it seemed like it was a home run if that's the rule. I mean, certainly if it hits the foul pole. Now, I didn't think there was necessarily fan interference because I don't think the fan reached over the railing that I know of, but I only saw the replay once, so I can't speak definitively on that. But I think it was a wild play and certainly a unique home run for a unique ballpark.
If you were handicapping things down the stretch as far as the National League goes, what team do you like going into the playoffs here?
It's hard not to like Milwaukee. I see them the most, of course, and I think they just play airtight. They're certainly scrappy enough offensively, but they pitch really well. And the most maybe important thing that they do is they always seem to catch the ball. They all the players know where to go when there's a defensive play, a shift, or a bunt play, or they have to back up for a hit to the outfield. Everyone seems to know what to do. That team is very well managed. It's just an airtight team, and they've been doing this for years. This is not something they've suddenly started doing. They were doing this under Craig Counsell, and they're doing it even more under Pat Murphy, who's a very good manager. So it's hard not to like the Brewers, but they've fallen short every year they come to the playoffs. They always seem to get their hearts broken, even when you think they're going to go all the way. So, but it's hard not to like what's going on with the Brewers right now.
How bad is the loss of Zach Wheeler in Philly? I mean, that's a legitimate ace here for them down the stretch, even though they still got a lot of depth at their starting rotation.
Yeah, it's a huge loss to lose your ace, but Philly's a deep team. It's just they seem to have lots of weapons. They have a good bullpen, and certainly Kyle Schwarber can and Bryce Harper can lift the team on their back and go pretty deep. So I covered the Phillies a couple times. One time during the World Series, 2022, and obviously I've covered Reds and Phillies games, and it just feels like that at that park, it's such a home field advantage for them that maybe other teams don't have. And you certainly that's a pretty good environment when it's a sellout, and the Phillies are doing really well.
One quick one in the AL. I know you don't get to see American League teams as much as you'd like to, but all of a sudden, like Texas was out of it. Now they reeled off 6 in a row, and they're only a game and a half back of Seattle. So you never know. You never know.
Yeah, it's why, like Texas a couple of years ago in 23, I think Texas and Arizona were the last 2 teams to get in the playoffs in their respective leagues, and they met each other in the World Series. It really just does take getting hot at the right time very often. That's what the Reds are going to be banking on. They certainly want to make the World Series as well, but they can't do that if they don't get in. But they think if they can get hot when it counts, they can they can get in the playoffs, and that's what Texas has done in the past. Maybe they'll do it again.
Yeah, and one last one for you, Mark. So tonight it's Brios and Lodolo. Tomorrow, Littell and Shane Bieber. So you'll get a chance to see Shane Bieber for the first time in a couple of years.
Yeah, he's certainly been a big ace for Cleveland. I've seen him at spring training quite a bit just because they share a complex, so it's pretty wild. But yeah, Toronto getting Bieber sounds like a coup. So if he's able to come back fully from his injury, that's a nice guy to have for the stretch run. Excellent stuff, Mark. Thanks so much for coming on. Enjoy this series, the 2 more games with the Blue Jays, and then, as you say, 3 big ones with the Mets Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Appreciate you coming on. All right, take it easy, and thank you. That's Mark Sheldon from MLB.com. And our game of the day brought to you by St. Albert Dodge. 2025 Jeep Wrangler 1500s. They got 0% for up to 72 months. Great selection. All the new colors. The Sport, Willie, Sahara, Rubicons, all on the lot at staldbertdodge.com. When we come back, we think the con man is in the building. Connor Halley from Fantasy Frenzy and the Jason Greger Show. That's coming up on the Kevin Carey Show with the Duke of Delburne and Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440 and on YouTube.
The biggest game of the season. Your Edmonton Elks Labor Day rematch with the Calgary Stampeders on Saturday, September 6th. It's the next gen game presented by National Bank. Kids get in free with a paid adult P5 ticket, and tickets start at just $20. Score yours at GoElks.com.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Edmonton sports fans stay informed with Sports 1440. Stream us. Listen to us on the AM dial. However you consume this radio station, thanks for listening.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. It's the most wonderful time of year. Back to school. Let's be honest, we're all doing cartwheels. What great news. And while I'm at it, Northgate is having a back to school sale. That's right, August 22nd to September 2nd. 0% financing, employee pricing, savings up to 18 grand, school supplies for a year with every purchase. So why don't you drop the kids off at school and come celebrate with us? 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
What's your vision for your community? At Vision Credit Union, ours is a thriving rural Alberta where kids have team jerseys, firefighters have the gear they need, and community kitchen fridges stay full. It's why we give back millions every year through grants, donations, sponsorships, and profit shares. Because when your community succeeds, we all do. Bank somewhere with Vision. Vision Credit Union. We see banking differently. Learn more at visioncu.ca.
For all things golf carts, it's the Golf Cart People. Their certified techs provide expert service from maintenance to custom upgrades. Customers can explore the sales floor for new and used club car, Yamaha, and E-Z-Go models. The Golf Cart People stock a wide variety of parts and accessories to keep every ride in top shape and offer convenient rentals for tournaments, weddings, and festivals. Trusted for sales, service, parts, accessories, and rentals since 1997. Visit the Golf Cart People at golfcartpeople.com, your complete golf cart solution.
What's your vision for your community? At Vision Credit Union, ours is a thriving rural Alberta where kids have team jerseys, firefighters have the gear they need, and community kitchen fridges stay full. It's why we give back millions every year through grants, donations, sponsorships, and profit shares. Because when your community succeeds, we all do. Bank somewhere with Vision. Vision Credit Union. We see banking differently. Learn more at visioncu.ca.
Keeping your grass looking trimmed and beautiful all summer is a breeze with Toro in the Lawnmower Hospital. Head in and see a wide variety of residential walk-beyond gas and battery mowers with personal pace, easy starting, and with Smart Stow, saving up to 70% more room when storing. For bigger properties, try the Toro Titan with My Ride suspension. Financing available. See lawnmowerhosp.com.
The Lawnmower Hospital.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 1020 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne. Also, Josh Fenwick, now operating the YouTube channel. We've been live on YouTube for 3 hours, 20 minutes. I don't think we've had any problems at all. That's just thanks to the expertise of one Josh Fenwick. I can't believe it myself. I really can't. Hey, let's welcome in the con man, Connor Halley. Just sliding in. Good morning, con man.
Good morning.
Little Labor Day weekend for you?
Yeah. You know what? To be honest with you, there was one point where you guys had a layering issue. You had two.
A layering issue?
But
Wow.
no big deal. I don't want to throw Josh
Hey,
under the
Matt.
bus, but I just did. But as I texted to him, like, hey, just so you know, he had it fixed. So he's on it.
Attaboy,
Like, he's locked in. He's a morning guy, apparently.
Well, sure he is. Yeah, he said he's like he was here before I got here.
Oh, he has to
I
be.
was stunned.
He's got work to do in the morning.
Well, I don't know.
He's got to be
I
prepped.
got a feeling we're going to start seeing like 6:55 arrival times.
Well, hopefully we get that smooth with it that it just happens that way. But Labor Day weekend was good. Lots of sports to watch.
isn't that something?
2 fantasy football drafts. I went golfing for the first time on Sunday. My arms, I'm feeling it
Sure.
now. Oh yeah.
What do you think you are, like Tyler Yaremchuk here or what?
No, I once a year I go out there and I like stretch. I mean, what? I don't need to stretch. I don't know if that would have helped in hindsight, but good day out at River Ridge.
You were at River Ridge, down, just right. Beautiful scenic course.
Oh yeah, it was gorgeous down there. Good
Yeah.
weather, almost too hot.
Wow,
in fact,
we had our golf on Sunday and then our NFL draft for our Dupies. So
where'd you pick?
Okay, I'm going to throw this out at you. And there were some guys that agreed with me, some that didn't. Okay.
Yeah.
And I was 100% ready to change, and I was ready to challenge the commissioner and everyone else for shots of Jack Daniels. So I won the bronze medal game last year. Okay, there's 12 teams. So I won $500. So I placed in the money for third place. Where should I be picking?
Third last?
Yeah, 10th.
Yeah. 12-team league. Okay.
Yeah, I should be picking 10th. I picked 9th, and I brought it up. I said, well, because they were going under the reasoning saying, because we have games that clarify where you pick for next year, whether it be 7 or 8, 5 or 6. If you win that game, then you get the higher draft pick.
Yeah. So you were arguing against picking earlier?
Yes, I was, because I was looking at the integrity of the draft.
Yeah, okay.
So, and the best way, the big baldy, my buddy, he used this. So under that reasoning, because I argued with the commissioner, I said I should be picking 10th, not 9th. Under his reasoning, the commissioner, actually, Levers, he won the draft last year. So if it's the same logic, he should be picking 11th.
Yeah.
Not 12th.
That's weird. So
I thought it was really
So who
good.
slid into where was the
guy
disrupted?
that I beat in the bronze medal game He picked 10th.
Did he prefer that?
Well, some guys were, and the board was all made up and everything. And I'm like, listen, I'll gladly change here.
Yeah.
But
because someone's going to, you had to get ahead of that in case down the road someone calls you out on it.
well, yes, exactly.
No, I tried to tell you guys.
Exactly.
So who'd you get?
So I picked.
Because you guys do a keeper league, right?
At 9, and yes, we do a keeper league. So my keepers were Nico Collins
at
8, and Kyron Williams at 14.
Fresh extension
at 14 because he was picked. I made a trade for him. So here's my question, and I offered this earlier. Duke didn't give me any answer at all. So so this is how it went. Gregor picked second, by the way.
Yeah,
he got Bijan Robinson. So it went Chase, Robinson, Gibbs, and then Genty, and then CD Lamb, then Jefferson, and now I'm going. Okay, I'm up in 3. I don't know. Like, okay, so then McCaffrey went.
Yeah,
and then Barkley. I thought maybe somehow Barkley was going to slide to me. So here's the choice. I mean, I can go between Jacobs, Henry, and Taylor for running backs, or Amon-Ra St. Brown, and I took St. Brown.
Okay.
So they're all. I think it's one or the other. And I had Williams,
PPR league.
I had Williams a decent back at as a keeper, so I didn't need a running back.
Yeah.
So, and then on the way back, so then it went. Jacobs and Henry got picked, and Taylor guy went off the board in early round 2. Took Josh Allen.
Oh, really?
Second, so would be
stabilize that quarterback
14th
position.
over. But he already had Jordan Love. It was a stupid pick.
Better his bench than your team. That's what I always say, but not that early typically.
Too early. So then it gets to me, and I'm going, well, okay, should I take Lamar Jackson?
Yeah.
I went, no. So I took Trey McBride.
Okay.
Because again, Bowers was kept, Kittle was kept, and there's not a lot out there.
Trey McBride is even if he doesn't put up touchdowns, and I'm thinking he's going to break out in the red zone this year. He has to.
I would think so.
You still have to start him.
1, right?
Yeah,
That's what he had, 1. Did he have 1 or
2?
Okay.
And the year before it was 3. The year before I think it was 1. So he's never been a big red zone option. They got to find a way to work him in there, like for everyone's betterment.
Obviously, I agree with that.
But even without that, he's still going to put up good points.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good pick.
So again, I could have went with a quarterback. I could have went. I mean, Hampton was there.
Yeah.
A lot of other guys were there, but I'm like, I think I just better get this guy off the board.
I missed Hampton in both my leagues.
Did you?
I wanted him so bad.
Bet you did.
I picked 3rd. Both leagues, it's set up the same way. I had my choice between, actually a little bit different, but I had my choice between Gibbs, Bijan, like Saquon. I took Gibbs in both my leagues.
Oh, yeah.
The way back, I'm not exactly sure who I got. I think I got Kittle in both my leagues.
Okay.
I got Baker Mayfield, my quarterback, in both leagues. I had to wait a little while because the run happened in the worst spot when I didn't have a pick. So all the top guys were gone. So I'm like, okay, I'll just wait till 8th round or whatever and take my quarterbacks. But overall, I think I did okay. We got another
you have
one tonight.
You got your 2, and you have 1 more tonight.
1 more tonight, the Fantasy Frenzy League.
Yeah.
6 o'clock. I don't know if Duke's coming back into the studio or if he's going to let me handle this one. But
I mean, you guys seem to be falling in baseball. You never know.
Well,
petering out here. Duke.
We are petering out. It is dire straits.
Got to get to the playoffs.
3 straight weeks we have lost head to head. But it's okay. Everybody, it's baseball. Every team, whether it's a fantasy team or an actual team, they go through lulls. Right now, the Blue Jays bullpen is in a lull. Every reliever had their worst month of the season all at the same time. That's kind of where our fantasy team is at. We're about to come out of it the other side just in time for playoffs.
It's a long season. This is the worst part of the season. Then turn it around in a couple of weeks. We'll be good.
So here's what I'll just read you off my team. See what you think. So at quarterback, Baker Mayfield, and I got him.
Hey, I like that
6 or 7, 7th round, somewhere in there. Kyron Williams, I have at running back. My receivers are really good. I got Nico Collins, Jalen Waddle, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and also Tet McMillan.
Okay.
So I'm happy with those guys. Then at running back, I have Chubb, Pollard, Krosky, Merritt, and Williams.
You're hoping there.
Well, I mean,
a lot of hope, I think.
Well, for one, but I mean, even a guy like Tony Pollard right now.
I like Pollard, but I don't know what he caps out at. Chubb, oh my gosh. I'm rooting for him. I took his backup, though.
Did you?
Was it Bobby?
Marks or something.
Woody Marks, yeah.
Marks, yeah.
I like that. You got a lot of optimism there.
And then I also have McBride, and I picked up in the 11th round Kyle Pitts. At
11th round.
Yeah. So I'm hoping he gets off to a good start. I'm just going to trade him.
It's a good move.
Yeah. And I took 2 defenses, which is not normal for me. I took the Eagles defense and the Bills.
I like that. You know what? Because I took the Ravens defense, but I immediately went and dropped the player and grabbed, I forget who it was. Because I like to just kind of stream that, go week to week, but have a good option to rely on if I need it. So I like that move. You don't want to go for the Eagles in week 1, do you?
Yeah, I'm going to throw them in right off the hop here.
With
Dallas?
The tough opponent offensively. Not much of a run game, I guess.
I get it, but it's in Philly, the game, right?
Yeah.
And also, how about, that Dak Prescott is going to be worth a pick.
Yeah, probably. But he could be 3 touchdowns. And he could be just heaving the ball because they're down 28-0 because they have no defense.
Well, I don't want to. The Bills are taking on Baltimore, so it's one of those weeks where you got to just take your medicine.
I think that's
last
the safer
pick.
one.
My last pick was Harold Fannin Jr.
Good pick. I love the tight end crop this year in the draft. Like all those guys, there's not a Brock Bowers, but I took Ty Warren in one. Colson Loveland, I think is a good pick. But then you get Arroyo, Mason Taylor. There's some guys kind of later down in that draft, I think, especially dynasty leagues. Good tight end draft for the future, not this year.
I have to mention, we've had so many great texts because, as you know, technically this is year 3 of Sports 1440 today.
Yeah.
2-year anniversary, whatever you want to call it, start to round or year number 3. Dr. Dickie Richard says, I can't believe it's been 2 years since you guys started the station. I got to say, the show and the station are awesome. Great to get to listen to you guys every day. Appreciate the comments, Dickie. Well, Commander, just wanted to say, KK, thanks for 2 wonderful years. Enjoyed watching in Global. Been impressed with the interviews, content right from the start. Yourself, Duke, do a great job. Hoping for many more years of the same. Well, Commander, Tricky Dicky, thanks for the kind comments. We've had so many of them over the course of the morning, too. I'm sure you're going to get them as the day progresses here as well. Now, Playbook Vic sent this a little while ago because I talked about it with our last guest, Mark Sheldon. Did you get a chance to see that home run by Trevor Story around the pesky pole?
No, I didn't. Oh, is it the one that was only a home run in that situation?
That's it, yeah.
Nowhere else? Yeah.
He says zero argument for anything other than a home run off the foul pole. The player didn't have control of the ball. Ball touched the pole. Same as if a player touches the ball in the park, ball ends up over the fence. Well, if you look at it, Playbook Vic, and there's a lot of people that have been saying they're not 100% sure either. So I'm not the only one here. It says, like even the headlines on a lot of sites, you might need extreme slow-mo to agree with this home run ruling. Now, if you look at it again, it goes off the glove, and then it seems to squirt around the front of the pole. And to me, it's almost like it should be like there's another angle that we maybe didn't see. So I don't know if you got it up, Con Man, but we talked about it for a couple times over the course of the morning. Like,
are they saying it hit the pole first?
You're saying it,
and then it hit his glove.
Yeah.
So definition hits the pole, home run.
When you look at like if I look at it, the one angle, like it goes around the inside of the pole.
Yeah.
So it's not on the other side of the pole.
But if it hits the pole first,
it hit his glove, and I think like it didn't hit the pole. I think it hit his glove and then went around and then comes back. So it goes around. I don't know. Maybe I'm out to lunch and maybe you're right, Playbook Vic. When you look at it, I don't know if the ball touched the pole.
Yeah,
at the
it's
start,
weird
before it gets to the other side.
Even slow-mo is not enough. You almost need like frame by frame breakdown.
I don't know.
That's a crazy play.
Playbook Vic says the Sportsnet view was unsure. TSN view was different. It hit the pole. Well, that's the one I'm looking at is the other one. So
I think I've got the American feed here. It's a weird play. Nobody really knows what's happening. Hey.
Yeah. Aaron says it would have been 20 rows back at Yankee Stadium. Well, not really, because it's a home run in only one ballpark, 302 feet. Actually, they pegged it out at 305, I think.
305?
Yeah, 305.
I just saw the list, and I'll turn it to you, like home run parks, and then it was not home run parks. Like it's not a home run anyway.
Yeah, cool stuff. So a lot of drafts going on today. We had a texter last week text in and said their whole group, their whole league is taking Thursday off in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So they're going to some bar. They're going to have the draft at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and then get ready to watch Thursday night football.
Oh, that's such a good idea.
I think that's a great idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially now too. Like if you could take Thursday, Friday off, take it easy Friday, you got another game, rolls yourself right into college football Saturdays.
Oh yeah. Also in our draft on Sunday night, two bozos, Brendo, who hosted the draft, and his partner Casey, were unaware that they only drafted 15 players. So how? First of all, you got to be pretty dumb to not draft a full team.
Yeah.
I could see.
How did that happen?
Well, because you're incompetent.
Jock Daniels shots were
Yeah.
flowing.
No, those guys weren't even drinking.
Oh, really?
That's the key. I was full. I mean, I was full marks for being closest to oblivion.
Yeah.
I didn't even make that mistake. I can see if you if you draft 16 guys and it's happened before, maybe you don't take a kicker or a defense.
Yeah,
I get
exactly.
that. But when you only pick 15 guys, so now it's about the punishment. We're talking about, say, maybe their fab dollars. They get dinged on that. They get the lowest rated player for 3 weeks. They got to keep them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for it.
Isn't like there a punishment enough just not drafting their?
Well, there is, but if you go with the roster as is, it's an illegal roster for week 1. So you get 0 points. So I think that's extreme.
Do you have to keep your roster that you drafted for the first week?
For the first week, there's no free agency fob for the first week.
Because my buddy never drafts a kicker. He's like, I refuse to draft a kicker.
So then he picks one up on.
He just always drop a player and pick one up.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't know what the point is. You might as well go grab a kicker, grab a top 5 kicker while you're picking the last round. But
yeah. So what's shaking on Fantasy Frenzy and then the Gregor Show here?
Fantasy Frenzy, we'll just talk NFL, I think, for the entire hour.
People will talk about it all the time.
Get that hyped up. Or maybe a little McDavid discussion, but I don't think there's too much there.
There's nothing to say.
I just don't get why it wouldn't be signed before camp.
Before camp.
Or the season.
Or the season.
Like, it just makes no sense to me why it wouldn't be.
John Shannon line. Like if John Shannon's saying that, that's a little alarming for me.
Yeah. We brought it up on, it was mentioned to us on Friday. We're like, what? So we had to go kind of research it.
Same thing what we did. Yeah.
It just made no sense. Like that, I don't get why. But on Gregor's show, Kevin Woodley will be by. We'll have Speck, Struddy, Dave McCarthy, Terry Ryan, and trying to grab someone from the green and gold as well to recap the
I
loss.
saw no media avail today at all.
Yeah.
Did you see that too?
I try it.
Yeah, you never know. It's a tough one.
I sent it right before I think
did
that
you?
came out. So
obviously, how was On the Rocks?
On the Rocks was great. You know what? There's a full crowd. Everybody packed in there, but the TVs weren't too loud.
Oh, okay.
It was so usually it's blaring, you can't hear a thing. It was just a really good ambiance. We had the drum line there as well, putting on a
saw
show.
A picture of them, yeah.
Yeah, so it was really good. Shout out to everyone who came out to OTR.
Yeah.
Good nachos, $3 hot dogs, and loaded hot dogs.
Loaded.
Like not just ketchup. Like they were
loaded.
I didn't get one. I thought I'd spill on myself. But yeah, it was a good time. OTR is the best. No Dr. Wang though.
Where was Wango?
He told me he might come and then he just no-showed.
That's Wang.
There could be a fine there.
That is a fine for
He
Wang.
might have to bring in some food for the studio.
That is a fine to Dr. Wang. Hey, we got while you're here, we should just maybe let our listeners know we've got a new intern, Sam Wilness, coming in here.
Yeah, we do.
Look at that. He's just grinning from ear to ear. He reminds me of a young Jeff Spicoli from Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
The hair?
Everything, man. Hey, I wonder if he's coming out of the van here. So you got a van outside and there's just, everything pouring out of there when the doors open. He doesn't.
No comment.
Comment. There's no way he's even seen this show.
I was going to say, you think that this, I don't know how old Sam is, if he's 18 or 20 or 25, but either way, you think he's seen Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
No. I have not. Yeah. Well, okay. Assignment number 1, because it's been 2 years. Duke has never seen the replacements in 2 years. Your assignment number 1 is to watch Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
You know that Duke
all homework's optional at this station, by the way.
Donovan hasn't seen Remember the Titans.
Yeah, I know that too. That's unbelievable.
Donovan claims to be a cinephile. Yet has never seen Remember the Titans. And also, and this is separate, I get it, but he's never been to a concert of any variety. He's lived such a sheltered life.
He doesn't like music. He just likes Mission Impossible movies. And
never
that's
seen
it.
a concert. Never seen anything.
But Mission Impossible movies, they'll tell you every single one.
Never complimented a professional athlete.
No.
It's always just their cheeks. Which is bad, Kevin. That means they're bad.
That means bad.
Good stuff. We'll have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday, Conman. Thanks for always stopping in.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to the YouTube people as well watching right now. A lot of likes, a lot of views.
Good.
That's good to see. And people wanted you back on the screen. So we had to lead off with you. It's good.
I just knew that Eddie was going to come in with some sort of a tie. And,
and Kevin shows up wearing his best Tommy Bahamas fishing sweater.
Well, exactly.
Kind of blends into the wall. It's good.
You're the 8th person to say that this morning. And
I did this on purpose. Wait till you see tomorrow's outfit.
Oh, I'm looking
boy.
forward to it.
Oh yeah, I'm going to wear my Spicoli checkered shoes.
Come in with your
young
your,
Sam Wellness.
Your best impression of Sean Smith doing his best impression of the guy, the salesman from that
Herb
show.
Tarlick.
Herb Tarlick. Yeah,
Like-
bring your best plaid
Oh.
suit jacket.
I could put on. You know what I was thinking of wearing the same thing every day. See if any. I always wanted to do that when I left television. Just wear like the same tie or jacket for every day and see if anyone noticed.
I mean, I probably wear the same 4 sweaters every day. It's
Well,
cold
it's
in here,
cold
though.
I
Like,
was gonna go put on the hoodie here as well.
even last week, 30 above, we come in here, like, I look like a fool walking through the parking lot with my sweater over my shoulder, but
That's why I got the Camrose Kodiak's hoodie. given to me
community
from-
hoodie that
Well, I'm sure
everyone
people-
wears.
I got those pajama pants.
I was going to say how many people are wearing Kevin's pajama pants too.
Holy cow!
Shared.
All
shared
right,
resource.
thanks, Con Man.
Thank you, guys.
When we come back, we'll wrap up the show. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440 and on YouTube.
Reduce fine lines and wrinkles while strengthening your hair with BioSil. It's a clinically proven, Ishura-tested product that helps in the formation of collagen. Find BioSil now at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of every month.
$1 plus tax for a smooth, small premium roast coffee at McDonald's? That means rich, full-bodied flavor at a price that's just as satisfying. Must be McCafe. Enjoy a small McCafe premium roast coffee for just $1 plus tax at participating McDonald's in Canada. Prices exclude delivery.
Blue Jays fans, this weekend and every weekend, you can catch Toronto Blue Jays ball games right here on Sports 1440. Ben Schulman provides the play-by-play. You provide the chips and beer. Check out the Blue Jays this weekend on Edmonton's home for sports. Sports 1440.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. It's the most wonderful time of year. Back to school. Let's be honest, we're all doing cartwheels. What great news. And while I'm at it, Northgate is having a back to school sale. That's right, August 22nd to September 2nd. 0% financing, employee pricing, savings up to 18 grand, school supplies for a year with every purchase. So why don't you drop the kids off at school and come celebrate with us? 13215 97th Street or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
At Fountain Tire, you can save $50 off tire storage with the purchase of 4 select tires now until September 30th at participating locations.
Okay.
Or you could squeeze them into your backseat, possibly causing upholstery damage, drive them home, struggle, sweating buckets trying to get them out of your vehicle, resulting in you feeling guilty for not going to the gym more often, or at all. But at the end of the day, it's your choice. Totally up to you.
Definitely $50 off the tire storage.
You got it. Book your appointment today at fountaintire.com. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Ritchie Brothers Auctioneers presents a massive 3-day unreserved heavy equipment auction at their Nisku site September 3rd to 5th, 8 a.m. Live online bidding. On offer core construction heavy equipment, trucks, trailers, nearly every industry covered. Register to bid online. It's free. Priority bids, timed auction, and on-site viewing on now. Auction starts tomorrow. Demand for equipment is strong. Contact your local territory manager to consign. More at rbauction.com.
Farm, ranch, acreage, or lake lot. They're here to help at Batshaw Concrete Products. Family owned and operated for 60 years. They continue to provide the best products and service, period. Call now for your free quote on the highest quality ready mix and gravel, a new septic tank, or an outhouse pad and tank, plus precast cattle water pads, garage sumps, and more. Call 780-372-3854 for prompt delivery. Batshaw Concrete Products, 780-372-3854. BashawConcrete.com.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 1043 in Edmonton, home stretch of the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440 and on YouTube. Just got a text in from Playbook Vic, I guess you would say alarming a little bit. He says he played Northern Bear yesterday. Number 10 green is not good again. I guess it was okay earlier in the year. Now they have a temporary green setup. Praying that they can get it back and bring it back up to par for the ATB Classic, Duke, which is next week. And you're going to be heading out on Friday, Sports 1440.
I believe so. Yeah, you managed to get me a little hookup there.
I'm going to try to make it.
There's also the Sports 1440 Birdie Bar.
It is the Sleeman Birdie Bar Suite. It's on that day where you're going to head out, and Duke, you'll be there all day, schmoozing. But ATB Classic, Sports 1440, proudly presents the ATB Classic as one of the main sponsors, September 8th till the 14th. So, basically things get going, in less than a week. See the future stars of the PGA Tour, Americas, right here in Edmonton for the full week. And again, Sports 1440 is the sponsor of the Sleeman Birdie Bar Suite on September 13th. Tune in for a chance to win some tickets as well. We'll be talking about that even as we get going here. But qualifiers start at the Links of Spruce Grove next Monday, Duke. So if you want to qualify, that's where you're heading out. Invitation only again on the Tuesday for the tour practice rounds. Pro-Am is on Wednesday. Classic round 1, ATB Classic round 1 gets underway on Thursday. I don't know. That 10th green, we know what happened last year, Duke. They had to shut down number 10 and play a 17-hole tournament. You can't do that again, can you? Wow. Walter texts in, a plaid suit alone is not sufficient. The shoes need to match the belt as well. MTR, congrats on the 2 years, boys. The Karius Show makes my day every day. Also, you're welcome for being the 53rd best and most intelligent texter contributor to the show. Well, I thought you'd be in the top 50, MTR, but if you're going to say under top 50 or over the top 50, that is okay. Yeah, I don't know about what you can say, Playbook Vic. I'm not going to get there with your last text. But hey, thanks to everybody texting in. Man, that's been so cool. Does it work? Does it feel like 2 years for you, Duke? Again, this was when we, for our listeners, I think we've told this story too. The Duke and I met for about a half an hour at the photo shoot. And then another
photo shoot, that puts it pretty generously.
Well,
we were just getting headshots.
Well, that's a photo shoot, Duke.
I suppose.
When you
my first and last photo shoot of my life, I'm sure.
No, because that's called hair and teeth, Duke. That's what they call that in the business.
That's biz.
Hair and teeth, and you're getting your mug shots, etc. Then we had another 20-minute conversation, and then we were basically went on the air.
And then it was on the air. A couple text messages exchanged back and forth, a few details sorted out, and after that, it was all make it up as we go along.
And it's just
come a long way, Kev.
It's been such a smooth relationship.
I would agree.
We
head out, watch Golden Bears games together. I missed you Friday at the football game. I tell you what.
Where were you standing in?
I stood where we kind of normally. Your buddy Tyler, right? He was there. I didn't talk to him. He was with Cam Moon.
Okay,
and then the legend Bobby Stoff rolled in. They dipped out a little bit earlier than I did. I stuck around till almost I didn't stay for the full game because it was it got out of reach with the last touchdown that the Huskies had scored. But between them and all the students, lots of friends, there was a pretty good contingency of Huskies fans there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them sitting right in front of where I was standing. But yeah, I had myself a few green and gold lagers. Enjoyed the weather. It was beautiful out.
Now they had the porta potties on that other side, right? Because that whole side would have been full.
Yeah.
And as you said, where was the what do you call the line drawn or whatever? On that.
Oh
hill
yeah,
on
it's
side?
almost like it's fenced off halfway down that hillside because they don't want people crowding up on the sideline and the bench, right?
What about north side end zone? Because 2 years ago when we went to the game, that was cordoned off.
Yeah, there were people sitting in the north side end zone on that little hillside, and then you can correct me if I'm wrong on this one, Kevin. Was the tailgate not always in that parking lot north of the fence?
Yes.
They've moved it inside, so you obviously have the north hill behind the field goal post. Then over that hill is there's a flat spot, but still more grass. That is where all the food trucks and everything were all set up. It was all inside the facility this year.
Well, and again, pretty good weather, almost perfect.
Couldn't have it was hot. Yeah. And the sun going down behind where I was standing, obviously on my back. I naturally had my denim on still and a t-shirt, but it was hot, man. It was cooking.
go to Regina this week. I believe Bears
That's
football.
correct.
Go to Regina. Regina ended up winning its first game of the year. So they're 1-0. Regina won in overtime, 43-36 in overtime in Calgary, over Calgary in week 1. Regina, Rams 1-0. Eli Hetlinger had 334 yards in week number 1, second highest total of his varsity career. Alberta's 463 yards of offense were the most in Canada West in week 1, Duke.
Like I said, they moved the ball pretty efficiently. And Hetlinger, he threw the 1 pick 6, which it did prove costly in the grand scheme of the game. But overall, like when we chatted with Coach Bone last week, Kevin, he talked about having a quarterback competition in camp, right? And he addressed that with Eli coming into it, said it's going to be that way. He won the job, and he looked like a guy that won the job, but decisive. The run game was really effective. I mentioned earlier the new running back, speedster, guy that can make some things happen in open space, and a couple of really talented receivers to go along with it. The offense, I thought, was quite efficient. Couldn't find the end zone a couple times, unfortunately, but lots of positive signs. I'm excited for the season of Bears football.
Way more offense than what the Elks had, but it's almost again, the Elks moved the ball last night. They moved the ball, but anytime they were in, whether it be at midfield, 45-yard line, 40,
and ran into it and then stuck in like a go or no go zone about whether to punt or go for it. Yeah, couldn't come up with it. It mattered.
Yeah. Triple C in a truck. Congrats on 2 years, boys. Thanks for making the days fly. Thanks for that, Triple C. Dwayne says, congrats, Sports 1440. Pleasure meeting you and your wife at Wolf Creek from Dwayne. Oh,
how was
Dwayne.
the Wolf on Friday night there, Kev?
This was Dwayne. We just met him when we were leaving. He loved the van, and we had a great time golfing. By all means, the old course was spectacular. Cheers from Dwayne. Yeah. While we played the 9 holes, actually played one of my better 9s, Duke, of the year. But again, playing 9 holes, that's, you know what that's like. So anyway, yeah, we met Dwayne on the way out, and we said, like, you know, all these people there, they have, you know, their 30-foot trailer and everything's got, you know, it's all, and then we roll in there in the Pope Mobile and everyone's going, I like that thing. I like
that a lot.
Yeah.
It's a slick unit, no doubt about it.
Ulsterman, congrats, guys. So honored to come in once a year and share some whiskey with you. No, thank you, Ulsterman. He's been coming in, and we've had some pretty good stuff, haven't we, Duke?
I've still got my bottle. It's a little. I still got a couple drams left.
Yeah.
I usually take those with me when I go to these slow pitch tournaments and weekend outings, because you just drop them in the cooler along with all your beer and stuff. Keeps them nice and chilled, and then you pour it into your Yeti or Stanley or whatever your cup of choice. Top it off with.
What about the can ones of the whiskey?
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what you put. I put the cans in my cooler because it's just more convenient than taking the full bottle.
Fair.
And some, you know, you maybe take a little of it straight, or maybe you top it off with a little ginger, a little club soda or something, just to take the bite off.
X Greg Oggs says, Kevin, you look sharp. Back on TV. Well, yeah, back on TV on YouTube. Appreciate it. Happy they did not make you wear a suit. Well, we'll see what happens.
TBD.
Yeah. We'll see. Nah.
Dress code could be getting implemented.
Those days are over. Vic says the ranch would be a cool course to hold ATB Classic. Parking an issue, but I'm sure they could find some field space around the area. Well, the ranch did used to host the ATB.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah. That's one of the very first time, like we're talking, let's see here, 1991 or something, maybe 2. I'd have to check on the exact date. I did a story on that a little while back, but they did host it right at the very, very beginning. Nails, hey, 2 years. Wow, flies by. Congratulations. It has flown by. Can't thank all of our texters for all their great comments. And again, a great day where we're going on YouTube full-time now here on Sports 1440. 2 years in the books here, working on year number 3 at Sports 1440. And I can tell you, it's been an absolute hoot. And the reason why it's been an absolute hoot is because of you, the listeners. We would not even be able to do any, the amount of love that you've shown us, supporting us, advertisers as well, obviously. The amount of love that you guys have come through here in 2 years has just been unbelievable. So thanks so much for everybody being a part of the show every day for 2 years. Thanks to all our guests today. We had Johnny Avello on. We had Mark Spector, Alan Mitchell, Mark Sheldon, and then Connor Halley, plus our co-host, usually on Mondays and Fridays, said, I'm coming in. I want to talk about the Elks and their 28-7 loss yesterday. The great Eddie Steele, he'll be back with us on Friday when we bust down the Thursday night football game. And we'll look ahead, obviously, to the Saturday game. That's going to be a massive, massive game for the Edmonton Elks. Can they beat West Division team? We'll see what's going on. Coming up at the top of the hour, it is Fantasy Frenzy with
the former Roshep T-Bird,
Connor Halley and the Duke of Delburne. We'll also check in 12 till 2 with the lowdown with Alan Mitchell. And we've got the Jason Greger Show. He's finally back after a couple of weeks off. Greg's will be back in the saddle 2 to 6. We've got Fox Sports all night long. We'll be back with you tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock with David Schlemko. And of course, we're on YouTube all the way through, right through the rest of the day. Tony, the media reader, thanks for this. The ranch hosted was called the Canadian Tour event called the Klondike Classic. So not ATB. They weren't involved at that point, but it was the Canadian Tour event, which is similar to this. It's the Tour Americas now, but it's very similar. The Klondike Classic. Thanks, Tony. Appreciate it. Thanks to all the other great texts. Hope you guys get to these ones too, Duke, here during Fantasy Frenzy. Really appreciate everybody texting in. Before all that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Culligan. For all your residential water needs, your local water treatment company, more than just big bottles. Check them out at Culligan.com. Hey, thanks everyone for listening. Thanks for all the great texts, the congratulatory texts. Really appreciate it. It means a hell of a lot to all of us here at Sports 1440. Have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday. We're back with you tomorrow morning at 7. Here is the Duke.
The Sports 1440 update.
$14 games across the major leagues today, including the Blue Jays going for game number 2 in Cincinnati against the Reds. First pitch scheduled for 4:40 Mountain Time. Jose Barrios taking the bump for the Bluebirds. Elsewhere, Tigers hosting the Mets. Dodgers are in Pittsburgh. Red Sox host the Guardians. Mariners continue their series in Tampa Bay. The Yankees, they go up against the Astros from Houston. Orioles, Padres, and the nightcap Texas Rangers look to stay hot, taking on the Diamondbacks in Arizona. NHL offseason news. Toronto Maple Leafs extending goaltender Dennis Hildeby to a 3-year deal. Carries an AAV of just over $840,000. Hildeby signed the deal as an RFA. And U.S. Open action from New York. Pair of Canadians in it in women's doubles. Gabby Dabrowski, along with her parent Aaron Routliffe, will get underway just after 11:30. And then later, currently scheduled for 2 o'clock start, Layla Annie Fernandez and her partner, Venus Williams. Both those matches, quarter-final action. Coming up on Sports 1440, it is Fantasy Frenzy with Hallie and Douglas. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
Some people wake up and get dressed for work in a suit and tie or a nice dress. At GS Construction, we're less fashion forward and more putting our best foot forward. We wear hard hats and steel toe boots, and most importantly, we wear 50 years of experience with pride. It's not glamorous, it's